News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, a cyclist killed in Franklin by a man who is now charged with DUI, and more updates about what we're learning about the victim, plus the man accused of his death.
Very cold this morning in the last 2 weeks or so. How cold you're going to feel walking out the door, and a warm up and rain moving into Christmas weekend.
All right, Greg, thanks. And good morning to you. Thanks for starting your Tuesday with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover.
Getting straight to our top story, this 4 o'clock hour breaking news, taking a live look now from 15th Avenue North in Nashville. That's where Metro Police are telling our photojournalist that a man was shot and injured while running through an alleyway. And that's what we're taking a look at here. You can see the police crime tape. Records show it all happened right around 2:20 this morning.
Fox 17 News, we're out there on the scene asking questions, making calls, and we'll hope to get some more information to share updates with you throughout this newscast.
And continuing coverage now as police say a man hit and killed a cyclist in Franklin Saturday morning. And we're learning that man who was accused in this crash is a soldier stationed at Fort Campbell.
23-year-old Denelson Jose Hidalgo Orzoco is behind bars, showing you a photo right here on your screen, and charged with a DUI and vehicular homicide. The victim is 54-year-old Matthew Peritz. Franklin Alderman Beverly Berger says she is heartbroken, and this is a tragedy for all of Franklin.
My message to the community is it's paramount that we understand how important it is not to drive under the influence and not to drive distracted.
So we know this morning that Hidalgo Orozco is being held on a $400,000 bond. We'll keep you updated as more information comes in.
4:01 your time here on this Tuesday. We're getting closer and closer to the holiday weekend, and right now just very cold. We talked about it yesterday morning. This morning much colder than yesterday. Actual air temperature a good 10 to 15 degrees colder, and only going to continue to slide in the not so great direction. We're going to feel like we're in the teens the entire morning. Weekend warming, we're going to be back up near 60 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you have warmer air that moves in after a very cold spell, some sort of weather has to come with it. It's going to be a chance for some rain moving into the weekend. If you want a white Christmas, we'll talk about it in about 10 minutes. Don't get your hopes up. This is not going to be that year for it, maybe next year. Here are the precip chances that we do have Saturday into Sunday and Monday. Rain is going to move in. Unfortunately, the most likely day for rain is going to be Christmas Day itself. That means if you have plans for Christmas, it may end up being hampered by that rain that does move in. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast and that real quick surge of warmth that moves in. Get over there, Christmas tree. Thank you. There we go. 42 degrees for today. 52 tomorrow. A 10-degree temperature swing. Nighttime temperatures go back into the 30s, and then highs will be in the upper 50s to low 60s starting on Friday all the way through the weekend and into Christmas.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Steer clear traffic time. All's quiet in steer clear traffic right now by the airport. This is a live look, I-40 at Donaldson Pike, so that's good news. We're seeing some traffic off the exit ramp, but that's pretty typical. Also getting reports of one car involved in a crash on I-65 coming into Nashville from south of town. We'll get a check on that. It's definitely not impacting your traffic. Looks to be off to the shoulder, but we'll check that I-65 commute. Let's see, this looks like near I-65 at OHB. We'll check that here in just a few minutes.
New this Tuesday morning, Tennessee's Department of Transportation unveiling their plans for the future. We showed you some updates yesterday, but talking about this, taking a live look, our photojournalist out there giving us this live look from the TDOT headquarters in downtown Nashville.
All right, so this is a 10-year plan that'll be paid for with $15 billion from the department's budget and then another $3 billion approved by state lawmakers. The project plan includes 93 different construction zones around Tennessee. They want to widen I-24 in Montgomery County. The question is, would that come into Davidson County? You know that Clarksville commute we're talking about, because I-24 is still just 2 lanes in both directions into Davidson County. The list also includes the first potential choice lanes, aka toll lanes, which would be intended to cut down on congestion.
And according to TDOT, choice lanes are new lanes added to congestion highways that give drivers an option of paying a fee in exchange for faster, more reliable travel speeds and trip times. So it's unlike toll roads, they say. Choice lanes give drivers the choice to use existing lanes for free.
So you can pay the toll or not. If you want to go faster, you pay the toll.
Well, TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro.
Okay, another possible location would be I-24 in Chattanooga, I-40 in Knoxville, but also we do need to mention I-65, because that commute from Spring Hill into Nashville along I-65 is another area they're keeping an eye on.
Okay. Coming up, a police officer accused of stealing from the youth sports group he helps to run. What he did with the money in just a couple of minutes.
And bike patrol officers arresting a man over drugs and guns found in a car. I'll tell you why he's no longer behind bars. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. The TBI now says an investigation into a county deputy has ended with charges of theft and money laundering. The agents found that 38-year-old Deputy Brandon Grady was the president of a youth football and cheer organization in 2020.
The TBI says Grady used money meant for the organization and spent it on a canine instead of equipment shed for the youth. Now, Grady turned himself in on Friday. He was arrested and released on a $5,000 bond.
By the way, this was in Lewis County where this all unfolded. Metro Nashville bike patrol officers have arrested a man after they found guns and drugs in a car. Turns out, according to them, 24-year-old Christopher Jones of Antioch was parking in a residents-only garage. Didn't live there, and police say the car smelled like marijuana. When officers did a search, they said they found drugs, including weed, mushrooms, and oxycodone.
Jones is now charged with felony weapon possession with a domestic violence conviction, and more. He was released on a $22,000 bond, though.
Let's get a look at some national headlines this morning as we take you around the country. More than 60,000 people in Connecticut without power as of yesterday afternoon, as heavy rain and strong winds brought down trees and power lines. Now, they've made some progress overnight, but the areas of Norwalk, Bridgeport, and, all right, help me, in Connecticut, is it Greenwich or Greenwich, Connecticut? I know it's Greenwich, New York. Okay. No Connecticut experts here. All right, I hope I'm getting it right. But anyways, they've been working hard there to make sure they get the power restored. They've got about 200 school closures and delays.
Yeah, their utility company says that hundreds of line and tree crews are working to restore power, but it could take up to 3 days to get this issue resolved.
All righty. Weather-wise, how are things shaping up for us? We've got Greg on standby.
Oh, we are cold. You know, it's 4:09, Jen, on a Tuesday. You could have just called that Greentown place over there in Connecticut, where they're trying to get power back, and we would have been just totally fine with it, you know? Here's where we are this morning here when it comes back home. Everything right side of your screen is much colder than it was yesterday morning. We had temperatures that were in the upper 30s and low 40s. Now we're talking low to middle 20s. We feel even colder than that. Nothing coming down when it comes to precipitation, so nothing to worry about there. But look at the feels like temperatures. This is the coldest we have felt this entire season. 23 right now in Nashville, 15 in Murfreesboro, 19 in Columbia, and 19 degrees that feels like temperature out in the Lewisburg area. Same with Tullahoma, 17 in McMinnville. We don't show current temperatures or wind chills all that often here in the morning because they're over there on the right side of your screen. But when they're this aggressive, we've got to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. One good thing is, I always watch this every morning. I'm kind of clicking it on and off here on my computer when Jen and Erica are talking. Just kind of look, is there any fog out there we have to worry about? That's not the case here this morning. Unlimited sunshine once the sun comes up here in about 2.5 hours from now, and that will continue all day long. The wind is dying down, but today only going to be in the low 40s. A very cold day ahead of us. Coming up in the next check of your forecast, we'll look at your 7-day forecast and piece it all together and then start talking about weekend rain and Christmas Day rain potential as well.
Greg, thank you so much. 4:11 is the time, so we're going to check in with your steer clear traffic update for this live look. I-40 at 46th Avenue, and you can see on the screen, not a lot going on right now at 411. This area looking very clear for you if you are heading out the door right now. We'll continue your steer clear traffic updates, though, up until 9 o'clock.
It's 4:11. A volcano erupting in Iceland is spreading lava and toxic gas. Incredible new video this morning. We'll take you there.
Goodness, and how the United States is working right now to protect commercial ships in the Red Sea from terror attacks.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 4:13 and a cold start here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. The temperature readings for Nashville 27, but feels colder than that. 21 this morning for our friends in Tullahoma. And we just encourage you to check that temperature before you walk out the door so that you are dressed appropriately. We've got Greg tracking all of your holiday week weather developments coming up here in just a couple minutes.
In national headlines, though, the U.S. and its allies are creating a new task force, all in order to protect ships in the Red Sea following an increase in drone and missile attacks by Yemen's Houthi rebels.
And so we're taking action to build an international coalition to address this threat. And I would remind you that this is not just a U.S. issue. This is an international problem, and it deserves an international response.
All right, Lloyd Austin, who you just heard from there, says that the UK, Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, and Spain, all of those nations are now joining the U.S. in this new mission. So they're going to do joint patrols. They're providing intelligence support. These attacks, by the way, have really ramped up since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. And what does this mean for you? Because you might be thinking, well, this is out in the Red Sea and this doesn't impact us. Well, it might, in the form of delays on shipping products. Remember in the pandemic, we had all of those cargo ships with the shipping containers stuck in the ports. Well, we could see that again. There are several shipping companies, big shipping companies, that have now ordered their ships to stop moving product through the Red Sea until the situation is addressed.
And well, as Israel's war against Hamas continues, many countries pressuring Israel to reduce the civilians in the line of fire. There is one group still in danger from bombings, and there are Palestinian Christians whose lives are under threat.
Janae Bowens with the story here this Tuesday morning.
Every day, Fifi Saba wonders if her family members in Gaza are alive as the fighting between Israel and Hamas continues.
I wait for 24 hours and sometimes 72 hours to get a text message just literally saying we're alive.
She didn't want to share any pictures of them because she feared retribution.
We have to come up with new words for what's happening in Gaza. Really, because none of the words in English that I know can describe how I feel.
Her loved ones are taking refuge inside the Holy Family Parish. The IDF confirms an operation near another church in the area, but denies having anything to do with the Latin Patriarch Cuts of Jerusalem's account that 2 women died and 7 more people were injured. The IDF says protecting sensitive sites is a priority and is currently reviewing what happened. Still, the concern exists for Christians in Gaza.
Churches, schools, hospitals, bakeries, libraries. So, no place is safe in Gaza.
All of this at a time when the White House is pressing for the war to be scaled back to protect civilians.
It is in the interest of both Israelis and Palestinians to move forward toward 2 states, living side by side in mutual security.
Fifi is just hoping her loved ones make it through the night.
It's the bare minimum, and it's a little too late to ask for it, but I demand a ceasefire.
Christians are a minority in Gaza, with around 1,000 or so living there, so they're concerned about what could happen next. In Washington, I'm Janae Bowens.
New from overnight, there is a volcano over in Iceland that has begun spewing lava and releasing toxic gases.
Yeah, Iceland's government says for right now there is no immediate threat to villages. A nearby town already evacuated back in November just as a precaution. The video this morning, though, is incredible. This eruption is the 4th in just this area since 2021.
Wow.
It's like something from National Geographic.
Totally. 4:17 is the time. Chilly temperatures here in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, not the nicest start to the morning. We feel much colder than yesterday across the board.
Man, that wind chill yesterday.
It was cutting.
Today doesn't just cut, it stabs you. It's one of those kind of wind chills. We have teens for wind chills right now in some spots.
We should play a little game. Is it colder in here or outside?
I'm going to go outside to warm up. That's my answer to your question.
Grab the hot hands.
Taking a look here. Grab the hot hands. We got the heater going back here. Taking a look here. The weather story. Very cold morning, inside and outside, depending upon where you're at. Taking a look going forward, we have a weekend warm-up trend. It's going to get us back into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Our next chance for rain, though, comes Saturday into Sunday. And unfortunately, our best chance for rain is going to be on Christmas Day itself. That's not great news, but at least it isn't going to be a big snowstorm. Travel into and out of town will be a little inconvenient, but it's not going to slow us down to the point where we can't do it. 23 degrees right now, what it feels like in Nashville. 15. Y'all, 15 degrees what it feels like right now in Murfreesboro. 19 in Columbia and Lewisburg. 15 in Lawrenceburg. 20 your feels like temperature in Linden and Camden. 18 up in Hoptown. So I don't show current temperatures that often, but when you're this cold for the first time this season, it's very noteworthy. Now, it's just short-lived. It will get better, I promise you, very quickly. Look at your 7-day forecast. 42 this afternoon. Not great, but better than right now. 52 degrees tomorrow. There we go. Back to the 30s and 40s overnight going into the weekend. We will be in the 40s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. For Christmas Day itself, 60 degrees. However, there will be some rain that does move in. We'll talk much more about that, but just know if you can weather the cold this morning and then into the afternoon, we're smooth sailing leading into the weekend.
Ooh, Greg, that is
I know it's not good.
All right, we're going to let you know about this incident that was at I-65 at Harpeth River Bridge. TDOT was reporting a single vehicle crash in this area. But the good news is if you're heading out here, that crash has since cleared. So we're giving you the green light. Again, that was I-65 at Harpeth River Bridge.
It is just about 4:20 right now, and looking at some political headlines this morning, there are some Republicans working to keep abortion issues off the ballot after losses on this issue in some states.
Political reporting that GOP lawmakers in states like Missouri and Oklahoma are pushing to raise the threshold for an amendment to pass or to be put on the ballot. Republicans argue, though, abortion is about the right to life and is too important to be a subject to a vote. This does come after states including Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio rejected measures that would restrict abortions.
Well, the Preds have been on fire in recent weeks, but their opponents later tonight have also been winning. What we're expecting from a big matchup tonight here at home ice.
And Kentucky's governor releasing a budget proposal, the new funding priorities that could help with child care. Hey, welcome back. 4:22 is the time. We're talking about the Predators and their hot streak that's going to collide with the Vancouver Canucks and their strong recent performances. That is happening tonight at Bridgestone.
Yeah, going head to head. Both teams have won 7 of their last 10 games. This is going to be a great matchup tonight. Preds also on a 4-win run after beating both the Canes and the Caps this weekend. Likely to be a tense matchup. So after the Canucks, the Preds will then roll out to Philadelphia coming up this Thursday, going to Philly to play the Flyers.
Right now, though, we're keeping a close eye on the Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear's Forward Together budget proposal. It was unveiled just last night. It does include the largest pay increase for teachers in about 40 years, fully funds pre-K programs, and helps support child care. Governor Beshear says the $136 billion budget aims to address the things that matter most to Kentucky families. He also says it helps to build a world-class education system. The budget proposal will be filed and considered by lawmakers when the General Assembly gets back together. That's not set, though, until January 2nd.
And here we are, 4:23, less than a week until Christmas Day. So what are the Christmas headlines here leading into the weekend? Showers are likely Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, Saturday and Sunday, really small chances. Maybe a pop-up shower or two during both of those days. We're going to be in the upper 50s, near 60. We have no chances for any snow or ice. Both of those in the forecast. Mild day for Christmas Day itself, right near 60 degrees. And unfortunately, if you want snow, you got to keep waiting until later in the year. It's not going to happen here. No white Christmas for us here. Here is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in Nashville. 60 degrees on Sunday, 57 on Monday, which is Christmas Day. Look at the nighttime temperatures. Upper 40s, near 50 degrees. Now look at the right side of your screen. Very different. This morning, you're waking up with temperatures that are in the 20s. That's not how it feels. Y'all knew we had the wind yesterday. You could feel it. Taking the dog for a walk and the ears are flopping and the whole thing is going on. And she's like, what's going on? Where are we at, Dad? That's not the case necessarily as strong as the wind as far as today goes, but there's enough wind to where the temperatures on the right side of your screen that look like they're in the 20s are actually feeling like they're in the teens. We'll take a look at your wind chill map coming up in a few minutes and also look ahead to your 7-day forecast and go from these very cold temperatures into the upcoming weekend.
Alrighty, Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear traffic looking pretty darn good here for a Tuesday morning. It is 4:25 on this December 19th, and Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, nice and quiet. No traffic volume picking up just yet. I know Sumner County schools, they're in the middle of taking their midterm exams, and a lot of kids have half days, and then they're going to, break early for Christmas. So looking good this morning in Sumner County. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in just a few minutes.
Right now, though, at 4:25, talking about sports, giving you a live look over there at Nissan Stadium and, talking about Will Levis dealing with an ankle injury.
Yeah, so we have an update from the Titans as of last night. Titans quarterback Will Levis banged up and sore, but it's too early to say whether he's going to be available to play in the next game against the Seahawks. That's the word from the Titans wire overnight. The Seahawks are coming to Nashville to play in a Christmas Eve game here in Nashville. During the Monday news conference, Coach Vrabel said that not a whole lot about Will Levis.
No, he said that he wants to make sure that Levis can protect himself before putting him back there out on the field.
Well, but also the big problem here is his offensive line has got to protect him.
True.
The pass protection, an abysmal failure on Sunday, 7 sacks. 7. That's the most allowed all season so far by that Titans offensive line. And when pressed about that issue, Coach Vrabel said, hold on, I don't want to misquote him here, so I want to say it right. He said, we're dealing with the same thing we've been dealing with.
He also really pushed accountability.
Yeah.
Coaches, staffing, everyone.
Somebody's got to step up and do something. Titans coming back for a home matchup Christmas Eve.
All right, we're talking about the New Year preparations for New Year's Eve, the Big Bash. It's on here in Nashville. More on the lineup of stars, who's going to perform, and how you can hear from Mayor Freddie O'Connell. He's going to perform as a unique
a unique role, yeah.
We're going to tell you.
For sure. Plus, a live look at Bridgestone Arena, where we just mentioned we've got the Preds at home tonight against Vancouver Canucks. Going to be a hot night on the ice in Nashville.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday, TDOT presenting their new plans for traffic development in the mid-state, what it means for your commute.
And the coldest feeling morning of the entire season here. How cold it really is compared to the right side of your screen coming up here in just moments.
Ooh, all right, Greg, thank you. And just about 4:30, a live look and steer clear traffic. Things are so far so good right now out there on the interstates.
All right, thanks so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your team that's always here for you through 9 a.m. And we begin this half hour with Tennessee's Department of Transportation laying out the plans for the future of our roads.
We're talking about it. So right now we're taking a live look from our photojournalists out there, giving us a look at the TDOT headquarters that's over in downtown Nashville. And now we're talking about the 10-year plan that is going to be funded by the total of $15 billion from the department's budget and an extra $3 billion approved from state lawmakers. A lot of money here.
Yeah, so thanks to David McClure, our photojournalist, live at the headquarters downtown. So let's take a look at the project. We have 93 different road projects across the state that are now in the plan. That would include widening I-24 in Montgomery County. I know that is going to be good news for all of our Clarksville commuters, but when we talk about big projects like this, just a reminder, whatever they approve and then get started will take 4, 5, 6 years.
Not a quick fix.
To complete, that's right.
It also includes the state's first potential choice lanes, which are intended to cut down on congestion. Is it going to work? We'll have to see. Now, according to CDOT, choice lanes are new lanes added to congested highways that give drivers an option of paying a fee in exchange for faster, more reliable travel speeds and trip times. But unlike toll roads, choice lanes give drivers the choice to use existing lanes for free. TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24. That's between Nashville and Murfreesboro.
Another option is going to be I-65 between Spring Hill and Nashville. So we'll monitor these developments. We'll let you know what gets the final stamp of approval and when they might break ground and get started on these projects.
And hey, you can always get more local reporting like this delivered right to your inbox every single morning by signing up for our Fox 17 News Daily newsletter. Do so by heading on over to this page. It's our homepage on fox17.com.
Well, just 12 12 days left in 2023, and Nashville is building out the stage right now for the annual New Year's Eve celebration.
There's always something going on. Nashville's Big Bash and Note Drop features another star-studded lineup to ring in 2024. Lainey Wilson. Oh, that's fantastic. Elle King, Thomas Rhett, and Leonard Skinner are headlining the event over at Bicentennial Park. At the height of this celebration, Nashville will once again drop a giant music note, very fitting. The note's final touches were added last night.
Nashville puts on the best party, and it's fun, it's easy to get around, it's, where can you have free live music from this great lineup and come down and just celebrate for the new year.
All right, so if you are wanting to go this year, maybe this is your first year in Nashville for New Year's, gates open at 4:30 p.m. for the midnight note drop.
That's a lot of hours.
That's 7.5 hours.
Woo, that's a party, SS.
Wear the comfortable shoes.
Not your heels.
Probably not the heels.
Okay.
That you might be thinking with the cute dress.
The music starts around 5, and it does include this year Mayor Freddie O'Connell, who is going to be reportedly showing off his DJ skills. Chicka, chicka.
Yeah, nice sound effect. All we need now is for, your chicka chicka and Greg's boots and cats, and we could have a whole musical performance. All right, so we want to know what you think. Where will you celebrate New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
This is a poll that's up live right now on our Fox Nashville Twitter account. You going out or you staying home?
This is me.
Me too.
93.3% of you all say you're staying home.
Me too.
In our PJs.
Yes. We fully support, all of the parties and the festivities for Nashville. It's great for tourism, but for us, especially this morning shift. Yeah.
So the gates open at 4:30.
4:30.
I'll be in bed at 6.
Getting ready to go to work the next day.
That's absolutely right. Okay, 4:33, we are checking in because weather is certainly a big factor of all this. Is it too early to say what it's going to be like for New Year's Eve?
Far too early, yeah. We're almost 2 weeks out from then, so we'll keep our eyes on it for you. I'll tell you that I did do the experience the first year I was here. I was that person who walked in the gate at 4 o'clock, because I lived really close by, and just stood there for like 6 hours. And was close enough you could hear everything really from your house. Very much so, very much so. But I'll tell you right now that we're going to keep our eyes on that forecast, glued to it for you, because we know hundreds of thousands of people pack into Bicentennial Park when it comes to that New Year's Eve celebration, and we'll make sure that you know what you have to do when it comes to rain gear. We'll give you all the protocol if you can take umbrellas. If not, I'll tell you right now, don't take an umbrella. Have a poncho ready if there is any rain. Right side of your screen, current temperatures are in the 20s. Nope, not how it feels. Here's how it feels. 17 in Dickson, 18 in Lewisburg, 15 is your wind chill, that wind temperature combination. If you get down toward the Tullahoma area, 16 in Murfreesboro, and then 19 up in Hopkinsville, 18 in Hoptown. We are very cold here to kick off this morning. Do not discount this. Now, a lot of schools are doing that half-day student evaluation slash exam, I should say, period here for this week. Keep that in mind. If they are still going to the bus stop here, low 20s, we're going to feel like we're in the teens the entire time that they are out there. So what you see on the right side of your screen, yeah, those are the actual temperatures, the air temperature, but adding in that wind is big. We've got to spend a little extra time. Scudo, there we go. Okay, our Christmas tree found its spot. 42 degrees, your temperature today. That's it. Tonight, not that great. 25, a little bit better and a little less wind. 52 degrees tomorrow, 56 on Thursday, and then upper 50s Friday into Saturday and Sunday. If you're dreaming of a white Christmas, I hope you're traveling somewhere to the north or the north and east, because you're not going to get it here in Nashville. We're at right near 60 degrees on Christmas Day.
That's fine with me.
Erica's so sad about not having a white Christmas.
60s. Love it. Absolutely. 4:35 here on your Steer Clear traffic update. This is I-24 at Bell Road. There are no slowdowns, no vehicles pulled over on the shoulders, no flashing lights, all clear. Again, this is I-24 live look on Bell Road.
A question for you this morning. How are things going? How's the staffing where you work? Are you short-staffed? Do you have people calling out all the time? Just don't show up for work maybe? Or just empty positions that aren't filled? Well, that's the problem at our Tennessee prisons. They are severely understaffed. The vacancy rate when it comes to jobs, 61%. 61% of our state prisons are not fully staffed. Not to mention, not having enough guards and whatnot. We're talking people who work in the therapy department, substance abuse treatment in our prisons, re-entry help. Core Civic is a private company that runs 4 Tennessee prisons on annual contracts. They have now paid the state $20 million worth of fines since 2020 because they cannot maintain what's considered a minimum staffing level. I mean, we're talking about safety here, right? That's a safety issue. If you'd like to read more into the current state of the staffing at our state prisons, head to the website, fox17.com. We got the story posted there.
Well, coming up, a new national database intended to track police misconduct, now sharing an update about what's happening in the mid-state.
And right now, an unexpected reversal from the Vatican, why the Pope is now giving blessings for same-sex couples.
About severe weather before.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time is 4:39. The U.S. Justice Department has just launched a new database that they say will track records of misconduct on the part of our federal law enforcement officers.
Officials say the system is meant to prevent agencies from unknowingly hiring officers with serious violations. This does come after President Joe Biden issued an executive order on policing back in May of last year. That was aimed at increasing accountability for federal officers. The Justice Department says the database will include records of serious misconduct from current and both former federal law enforcement officers dating back 7 years.
Headlines this morning from the Vatican. Pope Francis making it official. Catholic priests may now bless same-sex couples.
It's a radical change in Vatican policy, and Francis says that people seeking God's love should not be subject to, quote, an exhaustive moral analysis to receive it. The blessing, though, does not extend to marriage, which the current church says is a sacrament between a man and a woman.
4:40 your time right now. Just trying to get you out the door here on your Tuesday leading up to the upcoming weekend. And let's talk daylight here because the sunset tracker actually gets a little bit better. We're at that time of the year where we're going to start seeing the daylight get a little bit bigger, a little more of it here, time by time. So what we're talking about today, 4:35 is going to be our sunset. You look at even just on Christmas Day, 4:38. Ooh, 3 minutes. You say, what does that do for us? Not a whole lot right now, but let's keep going. 4:43 on New Year's Day. So we gain almost 10 minutes of daylight toward the end of the day through New Year's Day. And then going into January 8th, we're almost back toward 5 p.m. for your sunset. So we're at that point of the year where we have had our shortest daylight of the year, and now it continues to expand. As far as your Christmas sneak peek forecast here, this is not set in stone, but we're going to have some showers that do move in throughout the morning, afternoon, and evening, unfortunately. It will be warm, a little bit breezy, no snow. Temperatures will start in the 40s. They will end in the upper 50s by the end of the day. So a very warm, but unfortunately rainy Christmas is likely for us here across the mid-state.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. We do want to see what's happening here. I-40 Highway 70. This is a live look at our steer clear traffic update to hopefully save you some time on this Tuesday morning. The good news is if you're heading out to this area, you're not going to deal with any kind of slowdowns or crashes. A very good report again from I-40 at Highway 70.
We have an update this morning with new information about lead that's been found in certain applesauce pouches. How the FDA now says contamination might have gotten into those snacks.
Yeah, a lot of parents paying attention to that story. And Marvel has dropped an actor who was convicted of assault. What his sentence might be and the movies that are going to be impacted.
Watch Fox 17 News at 9. Alerts, empowers, protects.
See these 9 blue tablets of 100 milligrams sildenafil, aka generic Viagra from CVS? They cost a whopping $406 or $45 per tablet. Walgreens isn't any better. Look, same 9 tablets cost me $417 or $46 per tablet. But shockingly, I got the exact same 9 tablets, the same 100 milligram strength from Friday plans for just 87 cents each. To get generic Viagra from Friday plans for just 87 cents. Text GUILD, GUILD, to 69069. All you need to do is answer a few medical questions, and one of their doctors will prescribe you online if appropriate. They ship the tablets in plain white package like this. Each tablet comes individually packed, and it's pretty cool. With Friday plans, you get a free prescription, free shipping, and generic Viagra for as little as 87 cents. Text GUILD, GUILD, to 69069 now.
It was a head-on collision. The airbag saved my life. The airbag messed up my right eye.
Yeah.
It's been a long year of struggle, pain, agony. But when I called your office, y'all called me back. Y'all was supportive. Y'all was empathy and sympathy. Oh. You care. Y'all talk to me weekly. Your team fights for you.
Welcome back. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is now investigating high levels of lead found in cinnamon applesauce pouches.
Yeah, the problems continue here this morning. The FDA saying that tests of the cinnamon samples found lead levels at more than 2,000 times higher than the proposed standards. That is off the charts. These samples came from an agency inspection of a facility in Ecuador linked to contaminated applesauce pouches.
Those pouches were sold here in the U.S. and are under the recall alert. They were sold under the Wanna Banana, Weiss, and Schnucks brands. The FDA says there have been at least 65 reports of illnesses in children under 6 years old linked to these pouches. So really take a look at your screen. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention using different data, and they have found 120 confirmed or suspected cases across 22 states.
All right, so right now the FDA recommending if you have any of these products that you see here on your screen, not only should you throw them out or return them for a refund, but you need to go to your doctor and ask for the blood work that they do to test for lead.
In entertainment news this Tuesday morning, Marvel Studios and Disney are now parting ways with actor Jonathan Majors after he was convicted of assaulting his former girlfriend.
All right, so let's get into the backstory here. Both of the companies dropping Majors from all upcoming projects following the conviction. Now, the actor previously had planned to be a central figure throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Kang. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Our director, Mel, will let me know if I'm not. Okay, I got it right. All right, he also made appearances in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and the first two sessions of Loki. Majors faces up to a year in jail with probation, and other non-jail sentences are possible.
For many airline travelers, the holiday travel rush is off to a pretty soggy start. And while the federal government can't do anything about the weather, they can do something about customer service.
Oh man, tell me about it. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor with the latest this morning from Reagan National Airport in D.C.
Even as a record number of air travelers head out this week, with AAA estimating 7.5 million people will take to the skies, many passengers are saying their experience has been relatively calm.
Not one problem, not a hiccup.
Everything's been great so far.
Their experience so far different from what many endured 1 year ago, when Southwest Airlines canceled thousands of flights, stranding more than 2 million over the holidays. The debacle launched a federal investigation, with the Department of Transportation announcing Monday it's ordered Southwest Airlines to pay a $140 million civil penalty for its operational failures.
We thought that level was very important to send a signal to industry. Most of the value of this penalty isn't going to the Treasury, it's going to passengers. And that includes a forward-looking element. For the next 3 years, Southwest will be required to provide vouchers to people who get stuck.
Southwest said it was pleased to reach the settlement, adding it is committed to delivering the highest quality of customer service. Already, the airline has paid $600 million in refunds and reimbursements to passengers.
I think it's good to hold large corporations accountable for things like that. I understand you can't control the weather, but you can control your reaction.
The DOT is hoping for smooth skies ahead, as Thursday and Friday are expected to be the busiest days at the airport, with nearly 3 million people expected to catch flights both days. From Reagan National Airport, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
All right, 4:48, so we're checking in now with our COVID meteorologist because the wind chill. Oof. What did you say this morning? 18 in Murfreesboro with the wind chill?
Yeah, it's down to 15 now.
Ooh.
This is the coldest morning we've had so far this season.
And yet still, I believe, someone will wear shorts today.
That's
Juliet.
If you find that person wearing shorts.
You know what, Greg?
Yesterday.
This is making me think about this time last year when we had the historic cold snap.
The rolling blackouts.
Oh, my word. We're going to be diving into that story, right, looking back to that cold snap from a year ago, because we're asking questions to make sure we don't end up in that kind of scenario again with cold temperatures.
And I'm going to show you last year's 5-day span.
Okay.
A really cold nights and days to kind of back up that from last year. Why did it happen?
Sure.
And will it happen this Christmas?
Well, and I'm thinking so many people, this might be your first Christmas and New Year's in Nashville. If you just moved here, welcome, by the way, to the area.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, but we can get some real cold turns around here.
We can, and maybe you're used to the real cold, and you go, what do you mean rolling blackouts? We're not the same climate you may have moved from.
Yeah.
So things are a little bit different. Let's take a look here at the forecast. We're not all that bad, leading ourselves into this evening and then even into the upcoming weekend. But this morning, this is cold. For us, by Nashville standards, this is cold. 22 degrees is your temperature here all the way through 5, 6, and 7 o'clock. No temperature change. And we have a little bit of a breeze. Now, this is what happens. We feel like we're in the teens because even the smallest breeze with temperatures like this, a little gust of wind can make you feel 5 or 6 degrees cooler for a good chunk of time. That's where we're at. We're crystal clear. We have no blanket over us here this morning. So if you're an outdoor runner, this is that morning to find all of the winter running attire that you might have when it comes to the pants or maybe whatever. I don't run. I don't know what you wear. But whatever you do for colder weather, today is the day that you make sure that you use all of the winter gear when you're running outside. Taking a look here. Hey, I'm just being honest with you. I don't. Taking a look here. Saturday into Sunday and Monday, our next good chance for some rain. We'll look at your 7-day forecast and also give you a sneak peek to Christmas Day coming up on the next check of your forecast even before we get to 5 o'clock.
Greg, I appreciate your honesty. I can help you out with that.
I would love it.
4:50 is your time, so we do want to check in now at I-24 at Almaville Road. Oh, goodness. Can you take it, Jen?
I got you. Yes, 450 and not too bad. I-24 at Almaville Road. In fact, we're seeing a little bit of volume, but no congestion, which is great news. No crashes here, no crashes anywhere. Let me just check the TDOT system here real quick for you. We give our little eyes behind the scene here just to give you a quick double check. Yeah, we're looking good. No crashes reported anywhere in the mid-state.
Well, Fresh Express is recalling 2 of its spinach products due to possible listeria contamination. So very serious here. The impacted products are Fresh Express, take a look at your screen, brand, 8-ounce bags with a use-by date of December 15th. Okay, and Publix brand 9-ounce bags with a use-by date of December 14th. Just a couple of days ago. Both spinach items were distributed to retailers here in Tennessee, also in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. No illnesses, though, have been reported in connection with this recall.
Well, according to CNN this morning, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, plans to address ongoing issues with air traffic controllers. Just minutes ago, we were talking about staffing issues across the country. We were speaking specifically about prisons, but now the FAA is expected to announce this week they're convening a special panel to review the impact of the overtaxed workforce in our air traffic control towers and how that impacts safety, our safety when we're flying. So this announcement comes after a string of near collisions involving commercial flights, either taxiing on the runways or in the air as they're taking off and landing. This has happened at major airports this year.
The FAA has been repeatedly criticized for not addressing the issue of air traffic controllers staffing. It is estimated the agency has a shortage of more than 3,000 controllers overall. The union representing air traffic controllers says the agency only filled 6 new positions over the past year.
Still to come this morning, the first restaurant planned to be run by artificial intelligence is set to open in one state. I'll give you one guess.
It's a no for me. All right, a surprise guest tucked into a Christmas tree. The video, from the family in just a couple of minutes. Cutie.
Fox 17 News.
4:55 is the time. Right now, we're showing you a live look over on Lower Broadway. We were chatting during the break talking about the New Year's Eve celebrations and want to let you know there are watch parties that are happening here on Broadway because so many folks are going to be in town traveling here to this area for the New Year's Eve celebrations. I mean, it's already off to a very busy start this Tuesday.
It sure is, as usual, and we're here for it with live updates through 9 a.m.
When it comes to temperatures, though, that's all Greg Bobus, and you're going to want to have the coat. If you're just now joining us, it's chilly outside. The wind chills, no joke today.
Yeah, we're not messing around this time around. This is the coldest morning we've had so far this season. We feel like we are in the teens. I mean, I wish I could go back to my teens and just have to not worry about life, but we can't do that. We can do it with the temperature, though. Taking a look at a few areas where we're seeing a little bit of snow coming down. Just east of Detroit, so we're pushing off the Great Lakes. We're getting lake effect snow in some areas like Buffalo, and then pushing into the Great Lakes areas just east of every Great Lake here. The wind influence is great when it comes to lake effect snow. Here back home, we got the big blue H. I always tell you what that means is that we have plenty of sunshine moving in for us today, but also cold temperatures. Nothing on future track for today, tomorrow, even going all the way into Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we have to worry about a little bit of rain, a couple of isolated showers, but until then, on and off cloud cover is all that we have to concern ourselves with. You can get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app by scanning that QR code. You can go to the Apple Store, Google Play Store, anywhere that you get your apps from. If maybe you just go old school. I know if my parents are watching right now, they're going to go, I'm not scanning no QR code. I'm going to the Apple Store. Okay, then go there, type in Code Red. You can have that app right at your fingertips to help you out each and every day. Right side of your screen, current temperatures show you that you're in the 20s and 30s. That is not how it feels. It feels like we're in the teens. Coming up here, going into our 5 o'clock half hour, we'll look at your wind chill map, show you how cold it actually feels, and we'll work you through your 7-day forecast as well.
Alrighty, Greg, thanks so much. Let's check steer clear traffic right now, giving you a couple different live looks, showing you Briley Parkway at I-65, looking great this morning. This is part of your northern commute and no issues here, so that's great news. Same for I-65 at Rosa Parks. This is near Metro Center, nice and quiet. Now, will we get a repeat of yesterday with the lower volume and less congestion? Let's hope so, but we've got you covered every few minutes.
Hey, if you still have some holiday shopping to do, and I believe a lot of you do, I was at Green Hills yesterday. It was packed. Okay, you can get some extra cash. That could come in handy. We have a chance for you to win some cash by playing our Fox 17 News holiday trivia game.
Super easy to get involved here. All you have to do is use your smartphone camera, hold it up to that QR code, you zoom in, you tap it, and it'll give you a link. When you get the link, you just click on it and register to answer today's question. You get it right, you're entered to win that $100 Visa gift card. And then the daily winners also get entered to win the weekly national $5,000 prize. So real easy to do. Get the camera, zoom in, tap, and you're on your way.
All right, artificial intelligence. Are you a fan? The world's first fully autonomous artificial intelligence powered restaurant is going to open in California.
Here we go. They're calling it Cali Express. It's in Pasadena. They're going to feature robots that take your orders and make your burgers and fries. And look, they say pay with your face.
What?
That's what the sign said. The Pop ID CEO, they're calling it Pop ID, the CEO of that company, says that machines can be more reliable than human employees.
They don't call in sick. They don't get drunk the night before work and come in with a hangover. They're a little bit more reliable.
Okay, now on that front, I think a lot of people could relate. We've been talking about staffing issues this morning at places like our Tennessee prisons. We were just talking about air traffic control nationwide. The restaurants will still have human workers to pack the food, and as the company put it, be the friendly face for customers.
Okay.
Cali Express is set to open. There you go, pay with your face.
All right, they better be smiling.
Set to open by the end of the year.
There is a family over in Lexington, Kentucky, getting quite the surprise when they found something unusual living in their Christmas tree. An owlet.
Yeah, last week it was the possum, and now the story of the owl.
Huh.
I'll be home.
Madeline Hill White said her mom had already decorated their Christmas tree, and then 4 days went by before anyone spotted this owl. That's my question. How do you decorate an entire tree and miss the owl?
I don't know. If they're tiny, and I guess if it was you know, if it was just kind of buried in there and being quiet, I don't know. A beautiful tree, by the way.
Would you like an owl or a possum in your tree?
I think I would prefer the owl.
I agree.
Yeah. Look at it. It looks like it's winking in that picture.
So cute.
Okay, here we go. 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, the picture of the man accused in a deadly crash involving a bicyclist. We're going to tell you more about the man charged and what we've learned about the victim.
Ooh, we're off to a cold start here. Coldest start so far this season. What it feels like out there right now and a warm up into your weekend. I'm tracking rain chances as well in your Code Red forecast.
But of course, we want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be here for you live through 9 a.m. Kicking off this Tuesday morning, here's a look at the top 3 things you'll want to know about before you head out the door. The big stories we're following now. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signed a state law aimed at punishing people who come into Texas illegally. This measure, called SB 4, gives local law enforcement in Texas the ability to arrest anybody coming into that state illegally. The new law expected to take effect in March. The ACLU already saying they plan to sue the governor over it.
And in international headlines, more than 100 people dead after an earthquake struck northwest China. This happened last night. Latest reports say about 126 people have been killed and more than 500 are injured after a 5.9 magnitude earthquake. Buildings have also been leveled around the province amid freezing winter weather. Folks there just trying to survive.
The Catholic Church making it official, with Pope Francis saying that priests can now bless same-sex couples. This is a radical change in Vatican policy. The blessing does not extend to marriage per se, which the church maintains is between a man and a woman, but they are now allowed to bless the relationship, but on a technicality, not the marriage.
Well, back home, we're talking about Tennessee's Department of Transportation unveiling their plans for the future.
Yeah, and these are big plans. We're talking a 10-year project around the state of Tennessee, different areas with different plans going forward.
Our Fox 17 News photojournalist David McClure is giving us this live look from TDOT headquarters. It's over in downtown Nashville, and he's helping us to really tell a better story about this 10-year plan that is going to be funded by a total of $15 billion from the department's budget and also an extra $3 billion approved by state lawmakers. The project plan includes 93 projects across Tennessee. It does include widening I-24 in Montgomery County.
All right, that's one of the ideas. Also includes first potential choice lanes. In other words, toll lanes, which are intended to cut down on congestion. So according to TDOT, and this is a very brief synopsis of the big plan, these choice lanes, in other words, toll lanes, are being added to our existing interstates on really congested highways. What this does is it gives you the option to travel in a choice lane, pay the toll in exchange for a faster, they say faster, more reliable commute at higher speeds. Now they say, unlike toll roads, choice lanes give you the option of staying in the slow lanes, the backed up congested lanes, for free.
TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro. We talked about this. Other possible locations, though, I-24 in Chattanooga, I-40 in Knoxville. I'm so curious what folks at home think about this plan. Let us know on social media. We do have that story posted over on fox17.com in our Fox Nashville Facebook page.
5:04, looking at your Code Red forecast for the rest of today, and this is the coldest start we've had in a very long time. We feel like we're in the teens. Right side of your screen, just forget about all that. Now, it's useful. It gives you the actual air temperature every morning, even during commercial breaks, but on days when you factor in wind and it's this cold, those numbers don't match my numbers for how it feels. We're clear downtown, but look at this. 16. We have dropped 10 degrees in the wind chill here in the last hour in the Nashville area. 14 right now in Murfreesboro, 15 in Tullahoma, and 16 if you get out toward the Lawrenceburg area. Crystal clear sky. The longer we stay clear overnight when we have some wind and we have cold temperatures, the lower these numbers can go. I anticipate them dropping. Whoa, I'm actually hiding. our coldest wind chill temperatures so far this morning. You get out toward the Cookeville area, we feel like we're at 20 degrees, Crossville 13 degrees. Your wind chill temperature here this morning. Please bundle up before you head out.
Greg, thank you. Steer clear traffic. Good news, no crashes. That's it. Live look Bradley Parkway at 65. We'll check in again in minutes.
We also have continuing coverage right now as police say a man hit and killed a cyclist in Franklin Saturday morning. And we're now learning that man is a soldier stationed over at Fort Campbell.
We know that 23-year-old Denelson Jose Hidalgo Orozco is now behind bars and charged with DUI suspicion and vehicular homicide. The victim is 54-year-old Matthew Peretz. By the way, Hidalgo being held on a $400,000 bond. We'll keep you informed as we learn more.
We're also continuing to follow Nashville's updates when it comes to tornado damage. The Office of Emergency Management releasing their report on the extent of the tornado damage from the December 9th storms.
Yeah, our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is out there live this morning in Madison, where the repair efforts continue, and you can see still very much a big construction zone of sorts. The report says 45 homes and businesses are destroyed. Another 129 buildings had significant damage. Nearly 400 other homes and businesses had minor damage. 300 buildings had what they consider cosmetic damage, so maybe a few shingles that blew off or a piece of siding. The city continues recovery efforts for those impacted by the tornadoes. Remember, by the way, the numbers we just mentioned are just in Madison in Davidson County.
Fox 17 News, though, dedicated to helping everyone impacted by the tornadoes. That's why we're partnering with the Salvation Army, but we understand and know this, we cannot help mid-state storm victims without all of your help. So do me a favor, just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to make a donation, and remember, no amount is too small.
A police officer is accused of stealing from the youth sports group that he was helping to run. What the TBI says he did with that money in minutes.
And Bike Patrol officers arresting a man over drugs and guns found in his car, while police say he's no longer behind bars.
17 News Code.
At 5:10, the TBI says an investigation into a Lewis County deputy ended with charges of theft and money laundering. TBI agents finding that 38-year-old Deputy Brandon Grady was the president of a youth football and cheer organization in 2020.
So the TBI says Grady used money that was meant for that organization, and then instead they say he spent it on a police canine when he was supposed to be buying an equipment shed for those youth sports groups. Grady turned himself in and was arrested and then released on a $5,000 bond.
Metro Police also letting us know that Bike Patrol officers arrested a man after guns and drugs were found in a vehicle. We're talking about 24-year-old Christopher Jones of Antioch, who was found parking in a residence-only garage. It happened on Friday. Police say the car smelled like marijuana, and officers found drugs, including weed, mushrooms, and oxycodone. Jones is now charged with felony weapon possession with a domestic violence conviction, and more. He was released on a $22,000 bond.
Right now, 5:11, getting a quick check of your forecast real quick. Just want to give you some highlights in our temperature department right now. It feels like 13 degrees in Crossville. It feels like 14 in Murfreesboro. The feels like temperature for Nashville is 16 degrees. Folks, just a warning to you, if you are heading out this morning, or maybe you got to take the dogs for a walk, the kids have to go to the bus stop, get the layers. That is incredibly cold, that wind chill biting. We'll check in with Greg here again to check your forecast in just a few minutes.
And we're also checking in on your Steer Clear traffic update because folks are hitting the highway this morning, busy travel week. But here at I-24 at Almaville Road, it is looking very good. Giving you the all clear for this one, but we're continued checking in on your traffic updates up until 9 o'clock.
A volcano in Iceland has finally erupted after months worth of warnings. We're going to show you more of this dramatic video in minutes. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 5:14. Beautiful live look this morning from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where new this morning, Hunter Biden. We have just learned Hunter Biden is set to be arraigned coming up in January. That arraignment for tax-related charges, including 3 felony counts.
Yeah, the special counsel also letting us know that the president's son dodged paying federal taxes, evaded an assessment, and filed a fraudulent form. Hunter Biden's attorneys say the prosecution, though, is politically motivated.
Other headlines here to start your Tuesday morning. We want to take you to the Middle East, where Israel's war against Hamas continues. Many countries now pressuring Israel to reduce the civilians who are in the line of fire. One group still in danger from bombings are Palestinian Christians whose lives are under threat.
Right now, Janae Bowens has a story, and just a note, some of the images might be disturbing.
Every day, Fifi Saba wonders if her family members in Gaza are alive as the fighting between Israel and Hamas continues.
I wait for 24 hours and sometimes 72 hours to get a text message just literally saying we're alive.
She didn't want to share any pictures of them because she feared retribution.
We have to come up with new words for what's happening in Gaza. Really, because none of the words in English that I know can describe how I feel.
Her loved ones are taking refuge inside the Holy Family Parish. The IDF confirms an operation near another church in the area, but denies having anything to do with the Latin Patriarch Cuts of Jerusalem's account that 2 women died and 7 more people were injured. The IDF says protecting sensitive sites is a priority and is currently reviewing what happened. Still, the concern exists for Christians in Gaza.
Churches, schools, hospitals, bakeries, libraries. So, no place is safe in Gaza.
All of this at a time when the White House is pressing for the war to be scaled back to protect civilians.
It is in the interest of both Israelis and Palestinians to move forward toward 2 states, living side by side in mutual security.
Fifi is just hoping her loved ones make it through the night.
It's the bare minimum, and it's a little too late to ask for it, but I demand a ceasefire.
Christians are a minority in Gaza, with around 1,000 or so living there, so they're concerned about what could happen next. In Washington, I'm Janae Bowens.
Janae, thank you. There is a volcano over in Iceland that began spewing lava and releasing toxic gases. And the government there says the eruption, though, does not pose a threat to life, but we're looking at some of the video.
It's incredible. I mean, it's like something from National Geographic. Watch here with us. The eruption started late last night. This lava coming from a fissure that is 2.5 miles long.
Wow.
2.5 miles long, folks. They had already started evacuations months ago in this area just as a precaution. This eruption, though, is the 4th in Iceland just in the last 2 years. Wow, wow, wow.
That video just takes my speechless.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It is 5:17 and it's a cold start to the day. Yes. Keep the head warm and you'll stay warm overall. So put on a hat before you go out this morning.
Especially if you have the amount of hair I've got. You need an extra hat. 2 hats.
It's true. You put a hat on, it keeps your
really
heat
does.
in.
Keep the hat on, keep the gloves on, and then have some good socks.
And hot hands.
And you're in a good place. I hope we have some in the newsroom right now. Taking a look. This is our coldest start so far this entire season when it comes to wind chills. So the weather story, very cold. We feel like we're in the teens. Our weekend is going to warm up nicely into the upper 50s, right near 60 degrees. If you've got plans for the holiday weekend, just know you'll want an umbrella just in case. The next chance for rain is going to be Saturday into Sunday. Small chance. However, our rain chance for Christmas Day itself continues to increase in the forecast. Right side of your screen, forget about those temperatures. They don't feel like that. We feel like we're in the teens across the board. Very cold. Just stepped outside. My hands in about 2 minutes got very cold to the point to where I was like, I got to go right back in. Let's also talk sunset. This is one good note. I got to find, that glass half full mentality when it comes to a forecast heading into a holiday. Today, our sunset going to be at 4:35. Early. But 2 weeks from now, we get toward January 1st, New Year's Day, 4:43. We get to January 8th, 4:48. We're increasing our daylight, not just for sunsets, but also sun rises. So we're getting to that point of the year where we're flipping the bill and we're going back to longer daylight all the way through the end of June. A look at your 7-day forecast. We're also going to get a little bit warmer day by day. 42 this afternoon, cold day again. Tonight, cold night one more time. Then 52 tomorrow, 56 on Thursday, and upper 50s Friday into Saturday and Sunday.
All right, 5:19 is your time and your Steer Clear traffic update. We're just not seeing too much congestion out there as of right now. This is I-24 at Lee Victory Parkway, where this area is not seeing any kind of slowdowns. We'll continue your traffic updates though, but the good news is no problems right now.
Right now, Republicans say they are working to keep abortion issues off the ballot this go round after losses in some states on the topic. Politico reports that Republican lawmakers in states like Missouri and Oklahoma are now pushing to raise the threshold to get an amendment to pass or for the issue to be put on the ballot altogether.
Republicans argue abortion is about the right to life and is too important to be subject to a vote. This does come after states including Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio all rejected measures that would restrict abortions.
Well, the Preds have been on fire in recent weeks, but opponents have also been hot. We'll tell you what we're expecting in tonight's matchup here in Nashville.
Plus, we're having an update from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear on the budget, the new funding priorities that could help when it comes to child care. That's a top priority for so many families.
Alice Molyneux and
Hey, welcome back. 5:23 is the time, and we're talking about the Preds because their hot streak is going to collide with the Vancouver Canucks and their strong recent performance tonight at Bridgestone. Both teams, though, have won 7 of their last 10 games. The Preds also on a 4-win run after defeating both the Canes and the Capitals over the weekend. Yeah, it's likely to be a tense head-to-head game. After the Canucks, the Preds roll out to Philadelphia on Thursday. That's where they're going to take on the Flyers. We're also talking about an audit of Tennessee prisons, finding that the state prisons are severely understaffed with a vacancy rate at one facility of 61%. The audit by the state comptroller's office also finding a shortage of prisoner services. Things like therapy, substance abuse treatment, and reentry assistance. Core Civic, which runs 4 Tennessee prisons on an annual contract, has paid the state nearly $20 million in fines since 2020 for not maintaining minimum staff levels. You can find much more about this audit by going to our website, that is fox17.com. When it comes to Kentucky, we are learning more about Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear's Forward Together budget proposal. It was unveiled just last night and does include the largest pay increase for teachers in 40 years. It also fully funds pre-K programs and helps support childcare. Governor Andy Beshear says the $136 billion budget does aim to address the things that matter most to Kentucky families and help build a world-class education system. The budget proposal will be filed and considered by lawmakers, but not until the General Assembly convenes, and that is set for January 2nd. It's hard to believe, Greg, that Christmas is in just a couple of days, and we're going to be in the 60s.
6 days away and 60s. And we're going to show you something here coming up next half hour where we compared this year to last year. We're talking 60 for Christmas Day. Last year, we had temperatures that were in the single digits. And rolling blackouts when it came to power outages. So what a difference. Just calendar year to year here when it comes to Nashville. You kind of never know what you're going to get. That's why I'm here, so you know what you're going to get. I can give you the real-time updates for the entire rest of this week, and I'll tell you that we're cold right now. We feel like we're in the teens. Nothing happening downtown. Even a year ago, the skyline didn't even look like this. Everything changes in Nashville. And that's going to be the case with temperatures as well. Here's how we feel. 22 degrees in Nashville. 16 is the feels like wind chill temperature in Murfreesboro. 18 in Lewisburg. 18 in Camden. 21 up in Hopkinsville. This is going to be one of those days where we're starting off cold and it's a slow progression to try to get a little bit better. We're mainly clear. Nothing to worry about on visibility tracker. And overall, the temperature here for our preliminary Christmas forecast as the morning hours relatively dry, the afternoon rain moves in and we'll be in the upper 50s, and Santa still has not figured it out. You should not go in head first to the chimney, but we'll keep working on this, getting closer to Christmas Day itself.
Come on, Santa, we got to get it right.
We have to.
Well, here at Fox 17 News, we're always trying to save you some time. That's why we share our Fox 17 News Steer Clear traffic updates. And the good news is right now, this area, I-65 at Rosa Park Avenue, this is looking so good out there. We're just not seeing any accidents as of right now. We always like to share that update, but we'll continue following all of your traffic throughout 9 a.m. Also coming up, preparations for New Year's Eve continuing in Nashville. I know it's right around the corner. More on the lineup of stars who are set to perform and how our mayor, Freddie O'Connell, is also going to be involved in a pretty unique way.
Do your countertops.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, talking about TDOT. They have presented their new plans for traffic development in the mid-state, how it could impact your commute in years to come.
Waking up very cold this morning. Right side of your screen says 20s. That's not how we feel. How much colder you're going to feel when you walk out the door this morning, coming up in your Code Red forecast.
And Steer Clear traffic, all in all, not bad for a Tuesday morning. We'll get another look in moments in Steer Clear traffic.
Yeah, I want to start by thanking you, though, for waking up with us here bright and early on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's kick off our 5:30 half hour right now. We have some breaking news this morning. A Nashville man is now facing several charges, and we do want to warn you. Before we get into the story, the details may be difficult for you to hear. These are sensitive. Metro Police say James Searcy II sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl between November of last year and this month. Officers say that Searcy also gave the girl drugs and alcohol. He is now, as of this morning, charged with 3 counts of felony rape and aggravated child endangerment, being held on more than $250,000 bond. We'll be monitoring the breaking news developments here and have you updated through 9.
This Tuesday morning, Nashville's Office of Emergency Management is releasing their report on the extent of tornado damage from the December 9th tornadoes. Our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is out there on this scene in Madison, where the ongoing repair efforts continue. The report says that 45 homes and businesses are a total loss, and another 129 structures had significant damage. Nearly 400 other homes and businesses, though, they say had minor damage. So think of the shingles off of a roof, and then cosmetic damage as well to 300 buildings. The city, though, continuing recovery efforts. We know that for everyone impacted by the tornadoes. And keep in mind the numbers that we're sharing with you this morning only include Nashville, Davidson County.
And efforts are still underway to help all of our neighbors around the mid-state. Fox 17 News dedicated in that effort. So that's why we've teamed up with the Salvation Army. We are helping the mid-state storm victims through those Salvation Army donations. And all you have to do to be a part of it is scan the QR code on your screen. That'll take you right to the Salvation Army safe, secure link for you to donate.
Here in Fox 17 News this Tuesday, we are diving into Tennessee's Department of Transportation plan for the future when it comes to traffic and choice lanes, all of that.
Listen, it's Nashville proper is growing so fast. It's hard to keep up with the infrastructure updates. But our photojournalist David McClure giving a live look this morning from the TDOT headquarters in downtown as we go over the details of this 10-year plan. First of all, we've got $15 billion from the department's own budget, but then an extra $3 billion that our state lawmakers approved to go toward these projects. We've got 93 in all. And by the way, when we mention these 93 projects, a lot of these are going to be completed on the local level. So don't be surprised when you hear about your county government saying, hey, we've got a $5 million plan to widen fill in the blank road. Right, a lot of this work is going to happen on your local level, but we also have state work that's going to happen. And with regards to that, we're talking choice lanes.
Now, choice lanes give drivers the choice to use existing lanes for free, so that's an update there. TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro. Very busy area. Other possible locations that we're showing you right here on your screen include I-24 in Chattanooga and also I-40 in Knoxville. But to your point, Jen, this is going to take years.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, even if they get all of this approved, right, from the time that they approve it to putting shovels in the dirt to getting the project complete. There's a reason they call it a 10-year plan.
And if you want to follow all the details, right, the updates, you can get more local reporting just like this delivered straight to your inbox by simply signing up for our Fox 17 News daily newsletter. Do so by heading on over to this site. It's our homepage. That is fox17.com.
Well, right now, 5:33, and Nashville's Big Bash for New Year's Eve is all starting to come together. There's so much prep work that goes into getting ready for the New Year's Eve celebration here in Music City. Of course, we've got the big note that will drop, and we have a star-studded lineup to ring in 2024.
Lainey Wilson, Elle King, Thomas Rhett, Leonard Skinner, they are all headlining the event over at Bicentennial Park. I love Lainey Wilson. At the height of the celebration, Nashville will once again drop a giant music note, and that note's final touches were added just last night.
Nashville puts on the best party, and it's fun, it's easy to get around, it's, where can you have free live music from this great lineup and come down and just celebrate for the new year.
All right, maybe you're new to Nashville and you want to check this out. Keep in mind the gates are going to open at 4:30. That's pretty early. The music starts around 5, including Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell, who's going to be showing off his DJ skills.
Did you know he had those skills?
I did not.
Well, we're about to see him on full display. So we'll let you know how that goes. In the meantime, we're asking you live over on our Fox Nashville X account. X is now what was known as Twitter. Are you staying home or are you going out? And 93% of you say you're staying home this year. That's something we can relate to.
I honestly can't remember the last time I went out for New Year's Eve celebration.
It has been a long time. And hey, this this poll is open right now. 389 votes. You can head over to twitter.com anytime and let us know what you think. Greg, are you staying in or going out this year?
Party animal.
I'm going to stay in.
Okay.
I'm going to watch all the stuff on TV, the whole 9 yards and all that.
Also, kids change everything too.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm going to play a game of Uno and make sure that I give my fiance the draw 4 card every single time so that I win every game.
Well, is it just the two of you playing? That's vicious, man.
I don't know. I mean, hey, vicious is vicious. Here we go.
He's out to win.
You got to win. You're in it to win it, or why are you playing when it comes to a board game? Don't play me a Monopoly. I'm just telling you that right now. Taking a look here. Very cold this morning. We have temperatures that feel like they're in the teens. We're very, very chilly this morning, so make sure you have all the winter coats and hats and gloves going on this morning and into the afternoon even. Not that much better. Today, colder than yesterday. Weekend warming. We'll talk about our next chance for rain as well. We'll look at your 7-day forecast and look ahead to that weekend rain coming up in a few minutes.
We're also looking ahead right here, your Steer Clear traffic update to save you some time in this portion of I-24 Highway 96. Look at this on your screen right now. There is nothing to share with you. This is what I like to see, giving you the green light for this area, I-24 Highway 96.
There's a new national database that's intended to track police misconduct. We'll take a deeper dive into how it works.
And an unexpected reversal from the Vatican, why the Pope says blessings for same-sex couples could now be acceptable.
Attention homeowners.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 5:39 and a live look into downtown Nashville. Cold start to the day no matter where you are waking up. We have feels like temperatures in the teens. So if you're able to safely warm up the car, do that. I'd say grab an extra layer, put on a hat and give the kids a coat or a pair of pants versus the shorts and the hoodie. It is that cold this morning. We've got more weather updates in just a few minutes. Right now, though, the U.S. Justice Department has launched a new database to track the records of misconduct on the part of federal law enforcement officers. Officials say this system is meant to prevent agencies from unknowingly hiring officers who have serious violations. It comes after President Biden issued an executive order on policing May of last year aimed at increasing accountability when it comes to federal officers. The Justice Department says this database will include records of serious misconduct from both current and former federal law enforcement officers going back 7 years.
Closing in on 5:41 here this morning and taking a look at your forecast. If you're dreaming of a white Christmas, we've got the song, We Want the Snow. Some of us, or maybe you want 60s. Well, this time around, a white Christmas, 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. on Christmas Day. That is a 0% chance. We have absolutely no chance, unfortunately, this weekend to work into snow. So maybe next year, but this year we're going to be warm. Nighttime temperatures Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday night are going to be in the 40s and 50s. Daytime temperatures upper 50s near 60 degrees. A few showers on Saturday and Sunday, and rain is likely on and off throughout the late morning and afternoon hours on Christmas. So we'll take a look at that and the breakdown of our first thoughts when we come into Christmas Day itself coming up in a few minutes. Right now, we'll look at steer clear traffic, and hopefully, fingers crossed, things are looking pretty good this morning.
Well, Greg, ask and you shall receive. Things are looking great this morning in steer clear traffic. Live look at your I-24 commute coming in from Murfreesboro. You got the all green right now. Same thing from I-24 coming in from Clarksville. So that entire stretch of I-24 from Kentucky all the way down toward Chattanooga is looking really good this morning. No other issues, no crashes to report right now in steer clear traffic. Fox 17 News is getting new information about what has led up to the recall of all of these applesauce pouches, how the FDA now says lead contamination might have gotten into those snacks. And Marvel has now dropped an actor convicted of assault. What this sentence means for the future of Marvel movies.
Administration is now investigating high levels of lead found in cinnamon applesauce pouches.
This is an issue that we've been reporting on for months now because of the recall. Well, new this morning, the FDA says that the test of cinnamon samples found lead levels at more than 2,000 times higher than the proposed standards, and the samples coming from an agency inspection of a facility in Ecuador that is linked to the contaminated pouches sold in the U.S. involved in the recall under the brand names Wanabana, Schnucks, and Weiss.
The FDA says there have been only 65 reports of illnesses in children under 6 years old linked to these pouches. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention using different information, and they have found more than 120 confirmed or suspected cases across 22 states. The FDA recommending that anyone who may have consumed the recalled products go ahead and get their blood tested for possible lead contamination.
All right. Hey, this morning, Marvel Studios and Disney parting ways with actor Jonathan Majors after he's convicted of assaulting his former girlfriend.
Now, both companies have dropped Majors from all upcoming projects following this conviction. The actor had previously planned to be a central figure throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Kang, and he already made appearances in Ant-Man and the Wasp and the first 2 seasons of Loki. Major facing up to a year in jail with probation, and other non-jail sentences are possible.
All right, I know a lot of you are getting ready for holiday travel, whether you're going to drive or take to the skies. We want to take a look now at airline issues. The holiday travel rush already off to a wet start because of weather patterns. And listen, while the FAA can't really do anything about the weather, it can most certainly do something about customer service.
Fox correspondent Rebecca Castor has the very latest from Reagan National Airport in D.C.
Even as a record number of air travelers head out this week, with AAA estimating 7.5 million people will take to the skies, many passengers are saying their experience has been relatively calm.
Not one problem, not a hiccup.
Everything's been great so far.
Their experience so far different from what many endured 1 year ago, when Southwest Airlines canceled thousands of flights, stranding more than 2 million over the holidays. The debacle launched a federal investigation, with the Department of Transportation announcing Monday it's ordered Southwest Airlines to pay a $140 million civil penalty for its operational failures.
We thought that level was very important to send a signal to industry. Most of the value of this penalty isn't going to the Treasury, it's going to passengers. And that includes a forward-looking element. For the next 3 years, Southwest will be required to provide vouchers to people who get stuck.
Southwest said it was pleased to reach the settlement, adding it is committed to delivering the highest quality of customer service. Already, the airline has paid $600 million in refunds and reimbursements to passengers.
I think it's good to hold large corporations accountable for things like that. I understand you can't control the weather, but you can control your reaction.
The DOT is hoping for smooth skies ahead, as Thursday and Friday are expected to be the busiest days at the airport, with nearly 3 million people expected to catch flights both days. From Reagan National Airport, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Thank you. Hey, Greg, in that package they said you cannot control the weather, but you can control your reaction. Some folks are saying we want snow, and you're saying no.
And that really is the whole thing when it comes to just what I do every day, is everyone wants a little something different. Maybe you want 60 degrees and you can handle a little bit of rain and you go, hey, we're warm, no snow, no ice. Maybe you want the white Christmas. There are always two, the scale's kind of always balancing back and forth. Erica's going yes to the 60s and Jen's going yes to the snow. Point proven right here. So I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. I can't control it. If I could, I'd be a millionaire on a beach somewhere. But here we are at 5:49 in the morning, just telling you what you can expect on Christmas Day itself. 48 degrees at 8 a.m., 58 at noon, and 57 at 4 p.m. You're not going to get the snow, so Erica's thumbs up are going to be there. Now, Erica, are you still cool with it? I hope that we get some rain, even though we're going to be warm. Just have an umbrella. More thumbs up from Erica right now. So that's how we're going to be on Christmas Day. You want to have the umbrella. Windshield wipers are going to be used. The lights are going to be on. The headlights are going to be on the car if you're driving around town. But nothing substantial in the forecast. This morning, far cry from what you're going to see on Christmas Day. Much, much colder. It is that winter chill that has settled in. We feel like we're in the teens. 22 degrees to right near 23 all the way through 8 o'clock this morning. 29 by 9 a.m. We will be, though, in the 50-degree temperature range, near 60 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Greg, thanks. You're clear traffic right now. All clear. In the mid-state when it comes to our interstate travel. No crashes to report. Great news here approaching 6 o'clock. This is a live look from I-40 at Donaldson Pike, right over by the airport. No backups to get to the airport, and no backups for all those headlights. The travelers coming in from places like Mount Juliet. So no problems. I-65 at Trinity Lane, just taking a look here, looks like we've got a car that's having some trouble off to the right shoulder, but not an impact to traffic.
We have another recall alert here on Fox 17 News this morning, this time involving Fresh Express. They are recalling 2 of their spinach products due to possible listeria contamination. Yeah, the impacted products are Fresh Express brand 8-ounce bags with a use-by date of December 15th, and then Publix brand 9-ounce bags with a use-by date of December 14th. Both spinach items were distributed to retailers right here in Tennessee, but also Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. No illnesses, though, have been reported in connection with this particular recall.
Hey, how do you like your burger? Served by a robot? How's that sound? Artificial intelligence is about to break ground on an AI restaurant serving up these burgers. We're going to take you there and tell you how it all works.
There's also a surprise. Yeah, surprise guest tucked into this Christmas tree. Do you remember the possum in the Christmas tree? We're going to talk about this one in just a couple of minutes.
Working on your Christmas list?
Good morning and happy Tuesday to all of y'all out there. 5:54 is the time, and right now we got the music playing, showing you a live look over on Bridgestone Arena, letting you know the Vancouver Canucks and Nashville Predators. That game is happening tonight, 7 o'clock. So a lot of action going to be happening right there in that area. And of course, we're going to have Predators updates, hopefully talking about a win on Wednesday morning.
And Fox 17 is your home for NFL action coming up this Sunday. In fact, we have a doubleheader, going to be 2 good matchups. We begin with Detroit and Minnesota playing at noon. That's followed by Dallas and Miami at 3 o'clock.
And we're talking about holiday trivia because you still have some time to wrap up your holiday shopping, and some extra cash could really come in handy, right? So we're talking about your chance to win some cash by playing our holiday trivia game.
Yeah, the $100 Visa gift card, it works just like cash. You can use it anywhere. So in order to get into today's trivia action, just scan the QR code. It'll give you a link to answer today's question of the day. You get it right, you're entered to win. And then we have a weekly $5,000 winner that is drawn. So good luck and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah, so we're just 6 days away from Christmas. Hard to believe that.
I know. This month has flown by. Taking a look at the upcoming precipitation chances, but Greg says it's not really coming in the form of a white, snowy Christmas.
Yeah, this is not going to be that Christmas movie that moves in. This is going to be that wet rain that you kind of have to hold the presents in the umbrella and have that look on your face like, well, here we go. But we'll be warm. We'll have temperatures that are going to be in the upper 50s to right near 60 Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That is not this morning. This morning is cold. Want to stress, winter coat. You want to have the hat, the gloves. You're going to use the heater in the car. This is that kind of a morning. We feel like we're in the teens. These numbers on the right side of your screen, they're there for you every morning, and they're going to continue to be there for you every morning all the way through 9 o'clock, even during commercial breaks, but they do not match up to the actual air temperature. We have high pressure moving in, so we have a clear sky for us here back home. The areas of concern that we have to watch when it comes to any snow coming down are right along the Great Lakes, the east of the Great Lakes here, pushing toward the Buffalo area, pulling away from Detroit. The wind is giving them some lake effect snow to kick off this morning. Their temperatures are even colder than ours are. Thankfully, we have a dry atmosphere. We'll take a look here going into your 6 o'clock half hour at your 7-day forecast and a look ahead to Christmas weekend. That's coming your way in just a few minutes.
We're also looking ahead to your steer clear traffic updates at 5:56, showing you this right near the airport, a very busy spot, especially during this busy travel week. Right now, we're not seeing too much backup here for the exit, I-40 Donaldson Pike. If you're heading out to the airport, giving you the green light.
With so many industries seeing a shortage of actual human workers, there is one company out in California that's about to go fully autonomous. They're using artificial intelligence robots to make your burgers and fries.
Yeah, Cali Express in Pasadena going to feature robots taking orders and making the burgers and frying up your french fries. The Pop ID CEO says machines can be a little more reliable than human employees.
They don't call in sick. They don't get drunk the night before work and come in with a hangover. They're a little bit more reliable.
Well, okay. The restaurant will still have human employees to pack the food and be friendly faces for the customers.
I mean, if you don't want to be replaced by a robot, you have to show up and do the work, at least out there.
Bingo.
Yeah, okay. We have a family just up the road in Kentucky that got quite the surprise when they were decorating the Christmas tree. Last week, we told you about the family that found the possum.
Yeah.
This time it's an owl. In fact, an owlet, a baby.
Yeah. Madeline Hill White said her mom had already decorated this Christmas tree, but then 4 days went by before they then spotted the owlet. And you can see it right there in this video. Someone gently removed the bird from the tree and then they released it into a wooded area nearby. So I asked Jen earlier, hey, what do you, I really don't want a possum or an owlet, but if I had to choose, which one are you going to go with?
I think the owl.
I think the owlet was just as startled as the family was.
Right? Must have been awfully quiet in there.
Well, what if they had dogs?
Oof.
That's what I'm thinking about in my house. That owlet,
they would have sniffed it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Among other things. All right, if you were counting on winning the lottery to pay off your holiday shopping, time is running out.
Why, do you ask? Well, yesterday's jackpot certainly would buy a lot of presents, estimated at $543 million, and nobody won it. So here we go. It's now going to be above the $500 million point as we round out the end of the year. Your odds of winning, 1 in 292 million. There's a chance.
So if you don't see me at work, don't worry, I'll give you a couple of dollars.
Okay, thanks.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, investing billions of dollars in our roads. We're going to break down TDOT's 10-year plan, including the first place where we might see these choice toll lanes installed.
And we are very cold this morning. Temperatures feel like they're in the teens. A rebound of temperature, but influences of rain coming into the forecast for your weekend coming up in a few.
And Fox 17 News saving you some time out there on the highway, giving you those steer clear traffic reports until 9 o'clock.
Thanks for starting your day with us on Fox 17 News This Morning. It is December the 19th. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started this Tuesday morning talking about the Tennessee Department of Transportation's 10-year, $15 billion project plan.
Yeah, millions of dollars are going out to our localities. So your county government is going to soon be announcing what they would do with that money if this all goes through. We have about half of the $15 billion set aside for construction projects related to the 10-year list. The remaining would be budgeted for programs that TDOT chooses annually based on need in certain areas.
And one of the biggest parts of this 10-year plan is the proposal for so-called choice lanes here in Tennessee.
These are huge projects that we would not be able to afford to do in and of themselves on our own. And so by being able to utilize the choice lanes and have those choice lanes pay for the ongoing portion of the build and maintenance of those assets, then that's the way we're able to afford those.
Well, TDOT says they will review the plan annually to consider the changing needs of the state. Think folks who are constantly moving in and out of Tennessee.
So let's take a look at the so-called choice lanes and what this would look like for all of us. All right, according to TDOT, choice lanes would be new lanes added to current congested highways. All right, what they would do is they would give you the option of paying a toll in exchange for faster lanes of traffic. All right, now for those of you who have driven in big cities like DC and Atlanta, just for an example, they have these so-called choice lanes out there. They're express lanes. You pay, you get to go faster. You don't pay, you stay in the slow congestion. Okay, that's kind of how very simply this all works. TDOT says they will be recommending the first choice lanes to be installed on I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro. Other possible location would be I-65 from Spring Hill.
Now to a Fox 17 News alert. One man is now behind bars after Metro Police say he led officers on a chase in a stolen car reaching up to 170 miles per hour. Police say they tried to pull Jacob Etheridge over yesterday, but Etheridge sped away. They also say he threw out 2 bags out of the car before ultimately crashing over on Jonesboro Road near McQuarrie Creek Road.
They say they found those bags and 1,300 grams of pot plus several guns. That car also, by the way, reported stolen. Etheridge now faces 15 counts, including possession with the intent to distribute and stealing a car. It's 6:03 right now. Operation Crime and Justice. Franklin police make an arrest, the man you see here on your screen, after a deadly crash involving a bicyclist. All of it happened over the weekend. We now know the person sitting behind bars this morning is a Fort Campbell soldier. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse bringing us more on that arrest.
It happened here Saturday morning at Mac Hatcher Parkway and Liberty Pike. You can see the flower memorial for the victim behind me. 23-year-old Denelson Jose Hidalgo Zorco is behind bars and charged with a DUI and vehicular homicide after police say he hit and killed a bicyclist Saturday afternoon. The victim is 54-year-old Matthew Peritz. Franklin Alderman Beverly Berger says she is heartbroken, and this is a tragedy for all of Franklin.
My message to the community is it's paramount that we understand how important it is not to drive under the influence and not to drive distracted.
Franklin police say the suspect is stationed at Fort Campbell.
My heart and the city leaders as well extend our heartfelt sympathy, our thoughts, and definitely our prayers during this time. And we hope that the community will be praying for this family.
Hidalgo Azorico is being held on a $400,000 bond. We reached out to Fort Campbell regarding Hidalgo Azorico, and we are waiting to hear back. Reporting in Franklin, I'm Peyton Muse with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
The Williamson County Sheriff's Office, by the way, says they are cracking down on people who are suspected of driving under the influence. For the rest of this holiday season, the Sheriff's Office says you will see more deputies and state troopers out on the roads. Both agencies want to remind you a first-time DUI in Tennessee will land you a fine, jail time, and mandatory drug and alcohol treatment. It's 6:05 right now. I'm going to send it over to Greg to check things out in the Weather Center.
And things aren't looking bad. They're just cold. As long as you bundle up, you'll be okay today. We don't have any visibility problems when it comes to fog. We have no rain. We have no precipitation. whether that be liquid or frozen, until we get toward the weekend. And it's going to all be the liquid variety. We're going to have some rain on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but the cold start here. Right side of your screen has temperatures that are actual air values that are in the 20s. Then we add in the wind, and we feel like we are in the teens this morning. One of the coldest starts we've had so far this season. Weekend warming. We're going to be in the upper 50s to near 60. Nighttime temperatures get much better. We're going to track that next chance for some rain, though, for you. I'm going to give you your 7-day forecast right now, and then focus more on that weekend forecast. Scoot over, Christmas tree. There you go. Christmas is officially on the 7-day forecast. 42 degrees today. 53 degrees tomorrow, and then that warm up into the weekend. A lot to unpack for you here coming up in the next few checks of your Code Red forecast.
Greg, thank you so much. 6:06 is your time, and if you're heading over to this spot, I-65 at Rosa Parks Avenue, you do not have any worries at this moment. Looking really good out there, but we are keeping a very close eye on all the maps out there. Right now, traffic not seeming to be too bad. That could change, though, at any moment.
There's a brand new report out this morning that shows our Tennessee prisons are dangerously understaffed. Other services that are also lacking workers, and the impact here in our state in moments.
Terry Heroes.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. All right, let's talk about staffing. Right, chances are wherever you work, you've got staffing issues. Well, in our Tennessee prisons, it's a dangerous understaffing issue. The vacancy rate at one of our Tennessee prisons is 61%. In other words, 61% of their jobs are vacant right now. The audit by the state comptroller's office found a shortage of prisoner services like therapy, substance abuse treatment, reentry help, because they don't have the people to fill those jobs.
Well, Core Civic, which runs 4 Tennessee prisons on an annual contract, they have paid the state nearly $20 million in fines since 2020 for not maintaining minimum staff levels. You can read so much more on this audit by going to our website. It is fox17.com.
All right, let's take you to some developing news this morning on a story that we first started reporting on about a month and a half ago. We now are seeing eruptions in Iceland from a volcano there that is releasing toxic gases, according to the tourism boards there in Iceland.
Yeah, lava right here in this video that we're going to show you can be seen spewing from the volcano and turning the sky orange. This does come 1 month after a nearby town was evacuated after strong seismic activity was detected in the area. A scientist flying over the site with the Icelandic Coast Guard, here's the video, says eruption will get less intense, but it's not clear how much longer this is going to last. The foreign minister in that area says the good news is there are no flight disruptions, which you might think, how is that possible? But hey, they say that's the case. To or from the country, no kind of flight issues.
All right, 6:10 right now. The main concern for us here at home is the very cold temperatures, waking up to the feels like temps in the teens. Greg?
Not a great start here when it comes to just walking out the door. That it's kind of that air for the first time this season that takes your breath away a little bit, where, you get that deep breath of real cold air, and then you exhale and you see your breath come back out. That's how we are this morning. We do feel like we're in the teens. Here's Lower Broadway. They're getting everything ready here for the upcoming holiday weekend. Still doing some construction in some spots, doing a lot of work here to kick off the morning. A few road closures here when it comes to certain lanes at certain times. The breakfast forecast is going to continue to stay cold. 22 degrees, 7 o'clock, 23 at 8 o'clock, and then 29 at 9 a.m. This is a slow build, guys. This is not going to be a very easy morning for us when it comes to temperature. You're going to have plenty of sun once it comes up here close to 7 o'clock, and that will continue into the afternoon. Not as windy as yesterday. High temperatures today are going to be in the middle 40s later on this afternoon.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Steer clear traffic time right now. So far, so good this morning. Out on the roads, we have had no crashes reported. Look at I-40 at Fessler's. It's rare that we see it this easy going.
Are folks waiting until later in the week to start traveling, maybe?
Maybe folks are just taking the week off, which if you got the week off, congratulations. We'll check in again here on Steer Clear Traffic in just a few minutes.
After the break, though, joining together in faith, we're going to break down how pastors from across the country are now helping one Mid-State church recover from the deadly December tornadoes.
And there are a lot of apps out there this holiday season that claim they can help you keep track of your eating and your snacking.
No.
And the Christmas cookies.
Calories don't count.
I was going to say, maybe you don't care. But if you do, we're going to show you the newest technology that can help get you through the holidays.
Attention homeowners, if you have a service watching your credit, who is watching the title to your home? If they do that
for the preservation of life.
So many people taking a moment away from tornado cleanup efforts right now to pray at Community Baptist Church in Madison. A tornado destroyed the church during that outbreak of December 9th. People near and far united by faith after this tragedy.
Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller explaining how the pastor's fraternity brothers coming in from across the country to lend a helping hand.
Bless these who have come to lend support and to lend aid.
A group of people who just met today, united over prayer after the tornado destroyed Community Baptist Church in Madison.
Thank you for what this church has meant to the community.
A moment that was so special and emotional.
Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug?
Bishop Mark Freeman says he was a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity with Pastor Vincent Johnson, a pastor at Community Baptist. He flew in from North Carolina, and Freeman adds 30 other fraternity brothers flew in from other parts of the country.
So it goes beyond just having a good time and cookouts and family days to this is the moment where we're able to step up and really provide support and love and encouragement.
Tamara Holloway, member of Community Baptist Church, says this new connection has been very powerful.
To be able to connect with somebody who I've never met before, and understand that there are memories here, whether they're their memories or my memories, and how important this building was to people.
Holloway has been going to this church since she was 3 years old.
Between graduation and then all of my friends growing up, this is where we spend a lot of our time together, so it's been a little bit difficult to see it in the state that it's in.
But most importantly, Holloway says that she's so grateful that everyone who was in the church that Saturday night is safe.
Caitlin, thank you. New this morning, we know that repair work is continuing over in Madison after the December 9th tornado outbreak.
Yeah, and our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is out there live this morning giving us a look as Nashville crews are working to do different types of work. For example, NES still has crews out there trying to repair all the lines that got snapped in that tornado.
I remember Justin was out there last week talking about the number of power poles that were going to have to be replaced, and then the process, how long it takes to make that happen.
Well, and even the giant metal poles bent, right? If there were wooden poles, they snapped like a toothpick. But the metal poles that NES has, those folded over, just bent over, and those all have to be repaired as well.
Well, a report from the City of Nashville's Office of Emergency Management said 45 homes and businesses are a total loss. Another 129 structures, they had significant damage, plus nearly 700 other homes and businesses, they had the minor or cosmetic damage.
We were just checking, by the way, the Nashville Electric Service outage map to see how many power outages we have. In the Madison area, where Kevin is live right now, we only have about 40 customers without power. And those are customers, many of them are near Nesbitt Lane, okay, where they're not able to have power yet because that infrastructure work still has to be done.
Correct. We're all going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist and then just say thank you to the crews that are working so hard around the clock to try and get power restored.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, and especially a morning like this where it's so cold outside right now. So now they're out there trying to get the power back for everyone else who's cold. They're cold. They're helping people that are cold. It's kind of people helping people get back to a state of normalcy. Taking a look here, maybe one way to stay warm could be just a cup of coffee. You know, get one for that coworker that might not have power yet right now. Bring it into the office. Just say, hey, here you go. This is for you today. 22 degrees at 7 o'clock, 29 degrees at 9. And you can see our sunrise here will be at 6:53. So we'll start seeing rays of sun beaming over the horizon here in the next half hour. We're going to get tons of it throughout the entire day. It's not going to help our temperatures, though. All of these numbers, we feel colder than that. Most of us are in the teens for wind chill. It is absolutely winter mode here when it comes to hats, gloves, and coats for the rest of today. And taking a look here at high pressure moving in, yeah, I always say when you see the blue H moving in, that means blue sky. We're going to have it the entire day and the rest of this week. Just a couple of clouds are going to filter in on and off throughout the rest of this week before we get to the upcoming weekend. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we'll look at your 7-day forecast and meet your dog of the day coming up next half hour.
All righty, Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear traffic. We're going to go well south of Nashville and check out the commute on I-840. You know, we don't always talk much about traffic on 840 because, well, honestly, it doesn't get backed up all that often. It's a really good, smooth workaround for folks who are south of Nashville between, say, Murfreesboro and then wrapping all the way around toward Burns, Tennessee. So nice and clear this morning along the entire stretch of I-840. Great news for those of you commuting south of Nashville. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in minutes.
Let's talk about holiday treats, because gaining a little weight can be an unwanted side effect from all the tasty treats this season. I say enjoy, but there are some folks who are trying to get into shape. It's on y'all's New Year's resolutions. So if you're planning on using fitness trackers to monitor your health, technology experts say the data can sometimes be useless if you don't know what to do with it. Jackie Abinez is taking a very much closer look.
With food and drink usually aplenty during the holidays, all the treats can take a toll on our waistlines. According to a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the average person gains roughly 1 pound during the season.
Merry Christmas.
Since it's also the season of gifting, many people could be unwrapping fitness devices to revamp their workouts heading into the new year. But while health trackers can help us gauge our activity levels, sleep patterns, and more, Samantha Kleinberg of the Stevens Institute of Technology says all the data can be overwhelming.
Now, when you see an advertisement for a new device, it's a smartwatch or something to track your sleep or a ring, you know, all these different form factors, you're thinking, oh, that's cool, I can learn more, right? And then there's this tenuous connection of like, somehow if I learn more, I'm able to do stuff with it. But the commercials don't really tell you how you're going to do that.
Having a goal of what you want to achieve can help you better make sense of the data. Still, Kleinberg says there can be inaccuracies.
People use the information from their Fitbit or other device to figure out, here's how many calories I'm burning in a day, so that's how many calories I can eat, and if I eat less than that, I'm going to lose weight. But if the device is inaccurate, then you're going to get a different result than you expect.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends adults get at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity every week and dedicate 2 days to strengthening their muscles. Going on walks to see holiday lights and parking farther away from stores when shopping are simple tricks the CDC says you can do to stay moving this season. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Okay, the countdown to the new year is on. We're taking a look at the preparations underway over in downtown Nashville.
And a live look for you from Music City Nissan Stadium, front and center here. We have a home matchup against the Seahawks, Christmas Eve. So that is coming up this Sunday. Sun's coming up on the horizon here. By the way, getting an update on Will Levis and that ankle injury. We'll be talking more Titans live through 9.
Owner Loyalty Cap.
Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. All right, countdown to Christmas is on. Less than a week. We're 6 days away. 12 days left in 2023, and Nashville really starting to build out all the final pieces for the stage for the New Year's Eve celebration.
Nashville's Big Bash and Note Drop features another star-studded lineup to ring in 2024. We're talking about folks like Lainey Wilson, Elle King, Thomas Rhett, and Leonard Skinnard. They're headlining the event over at the Bicentennial Park. Now, at the height of the celebration, Nashville will once again drop a giant music note. It is fantastic. The final touches of the note are underway.
Nashville puts on the best party, and it's fun, it's easy to get around, it's, where can you have free live music from this great lineup and come down and just celebrate for the new year?
Okay, well, the gates, you need to know this, do open at 4:30. That way you can get a good spot. The music starts around 5, and it does going to include this year Mayor Freddie O'Connell showing off his DJ skills that we did not know he had.
All right, he moonlights as a DJ. Who knew? What do you think about all this? Where are you going to celebrate New Year's? You going to go out or are you going to stay home? Maybe curl up with a nice warm beverage and get the family around and watch the TV. Lots of snacks. Yeah, that's what most of you say you're going to do right now. In our live online poll, 93.5% of you say you are staying home. This is the question posted right now at twitter.com. If you go there and search up Fox Nashville, you'll find this poll where you can vote and leave us a comment.
Well, weather-wise, it's still too early. Our Code Red meteorologist says still too early to tell you what the weather's going to look like for the New Year's Eve celebrations. But the feels-like temperatures as of right now, I mean, it's chilly out there. We're talking about 18 degrees over in Hopkinsville, Hoptown, 21 in Clarksville, and then 15 in Gallatin. So this is the morning to bundle up, grab your jacket, your gloves, all of that, your hot hands before heading out the door.
Hey, we're starting to see our first backup of the morning and steer clear traffic. Up to this point, we have been smooth sailing. This is I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway, though. This is the exit area for the brand new Tanger Outlet Mall, and starting to see that congestion. So a brake check coming in along I-24 in Laverne. No problems in Murfreesboro, no concerns in Smyrna. But as you get to Laverne and up into Antioch, you're going to hit that slow zone as we know it. It's that typical morning commute. Also now starting to see a little bit of a backup, I-65 near I-24 near Trinity Lane. We're going to check in on that part of steer clear traffic in just a few minutes.
And talking about traffic, TDOT unveiling their 10-year plan for Tennessee roads, where they say drivers could see the first ever choice lanes in our state.
And still to come on Fox 17 News this morning in our 7 o'clock hour, preventing rolling blackouts. If you were here last winter, you know what a mess this was. So we're asking the Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA, what they're doing to keep this from happening again this holiday season.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, the official damage report is in for the deadly December 9th tornado outbreak here in Middle Tennessee. We're breaking down the extent of all the damage.
And right now, a couple different live looks to start your Tuesday here in Middle Tennessee. It is December 19th, and the sun's coming up. I know it looks warm, but don't let that fool you. We have feels like temperatures in the teens. We'll take a look at your workday forecast and the rest of your work week forecast as we approach Christmas.
That is quite the sunrise, and we're trying to save you some time before hitting the highway out there. We're going to continue your steer clear traffic updates. Want to say thank you, though, for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m.
We're going to get started with breaking news this morning, letting you know that a Nashville man is facing multiple charges, and we do want to warn you, some of the details might be disturbing to hear.
Metro Nashville Police confirmed to Fox 17 News this morning that James Searcy II sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl over the last year. Officers say Searcy also gave that girl drugs and alcohol. He is charged with 3 counts of felony rape and aggravated child endangerment, currently being held on a $260,000 bond.
New this Tuesday morning, Fox 17 News learning more about the Tennessee Department of Transportation's 10-year, $15 billion project plan. We're taking a live look right here on our screen from the TDOT building that's over in downtown Nashville.
All right, so we know this morning that about half of the $15 billion is set aside for construction projects. That is reflected in their 10-year project plan. Now, that project plan has all kinds of rural interstate upgrades. They are adding choice lanes. This is a massive undertaking, and one of the biggest parts of the 10-year plan is those so-called choice lanes. These are toll lanes on our interstates that you could choose to use if you want to go faster and avoid the congestion. If you want to sit in traffic, well, that's free. That's the way they're putting it.
Yeah, paying a fee in exchange for faster, perhaps more reliable travel speeds and trip times.
Yeah.
But you got to pay the fee. TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24. That's going to be between Nashville and Murfreesboro.
We'll be bringing you the developments of this plan and kind of breaking it down, even county by county, because all of our localities will be getting money. If all of this is approved, they'll be getting money for local projects in your communities.
And we want to know what you all think about this too. Go to our Fox Nashville Facebook account. Let us know what you think about choice lanes and if you would be interested in seeing that here.
Nashville's Office of Emergency Management releasing its report that takes a closer look at the damage from the December 9th tornado, specifically as it pertains to Davidson County. So when we look at the homes and businesses, we have 45 considered a total loss, another 129 that have significant damage, 400 other homes and businesses with minor damage, and then 300 that have cosmetic damage. So think, missing shingles or perhaps a piece of siding that blew off. The recovery efforts for those impacted by the tornadoes still very much underway this morning.
In Fox 17 News, we are dedicated to helping those impacted by these tornadoes. That is why we're partnering with the Salvation Army, but we cannot help mid-state storm victims without your help. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to make a donation. And do keep in mind, we always say no amount is too small. It's going to make a big difference. 6:34 though, we want to check in with our Code Red meteorologist. Good morning, Greg.
Hey, good morning. Taking a look here. I'm going to give you a sneak peek to Christmas. I'll tell you right now, it feels more winter-like than it will Christmas Day. We feel like we're in the teens. Right side of your screen, actual air temperatures are in the 20s. Winter coat, winter coat, winter coat. Christmas itself, here's my sneak peek to it, 50 degrees at 7 o'clock. As you wake up on Monday morning, unwrapping the presents, warm outside. Rain moves in morning into the afternoon. We will have some scattered showers throughout the day. High temperatures going to be in the upper 50s to right near 60 degrees. If this is our situation, we're going to have a lot of sad kids. Figure it out, Santa. Been saying it all morning. Flip it around, go down the other direction. We've all seen the Tim Allen Santa Claus movie. We know what's going on. White Christmas, what is it? 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. We're not going to have that. We're going to have very warm temperatures. We are starting off cold, only 42 later on this afternoon, 25 overnight tonight, 53 tomorrow, and then mid to upper 50s for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A warming trend carries us into the holiday weekend.
Greg, thank you so much for that update. 6:35, time to check in now with your traffic to see what the situation is at I-65 at Rosa Parks Ave. We're not seeing any kind of issues in this particular area when it comes to slowdowns. Right now, this spot is giving the green light.
New this morning, repair work continues in Madison after that tornado outbreak. We were just giving you the breakdown on Davidson County damage. We're taking a live look now from our photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey, who's in Madison in Davidson County. Very active morning. So many of these construction crews are out here either demolishing, what's left. They are clearing out roads so that they're passable again. We've got crews working on the power lines that got snapped or bent over in the tornadoes, and that's it's kind of what it looks like is happening right here. It would appear that these crews are starting to run some new lines.
And we know it's not an easy process, especially when it's chilly outside. They're trying to work as hard as they can, as quickly as they can.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll continue to monitor the cleanup efforts. Again, this is in Madison, where we know 3 people lost their lives along Nesbitt Lane.
Developing right now, a Lewis County deputy charged with theft and also money laundering. So Fox 17 News getting some more updates, including how the TBI says they started to investigate a theft complaint against Deputy Brandon Grady back in September.
Agents say that investigation revealed that Grady was the president of a youth football and cheer organization in 2020. They say he used that money that was approved for an equipment purchase, essentially like an equipment shed, but took that money, they say, and instead bought himself a police dog. Grady is charged with theft and money laundering, as we mentioned, released on a $5,000 bond.
Well, right now we're getting a new look at the most recent intercontinental ballistic missile launch from North Korea. How far the isolated country says the projectile could reach.
And more international headlines here on your Tuesday. A deadly earthquake in China. A closer look in minutes.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
Hold on. Ho, ho, ho!
At first, I used Better Than Bouillon for broth, and then stir fries, sauces, even marinades. And now there's the culinary collection. Italian herb for pasta, smoky chipotle for fajitas. It's like the deliciousness never ends. Make everything better with Better Than Bouillon.
Baby, don't forget, it's the holidays. Give me something sweet, let's celebrate. A little bit for me, a little bit for you. No need to be greedy, it's enough for two. A little bit for me, a little bit for you. Oops, oh, it's getting late.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
Most people know Zander Insurance from our great rates on home and auto insurance, but don't realize we're an industry leader helping families and businesses with all their insurance needs. We offer more options, giving you more ways to save while getting the best protection. For nearly 100 years, we've served Middle Tennessee families and businesses with innovative tools to enhance our clients' experience and to simplify their day. We look forward to serving you. Call or visit today at Zander.com. That's Zander.com.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by BNA.
6:39 is the time here on Fox 17 News. And new this morning, North Korea's state media releasing images showing yesterday's launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile. Now, according to the South Korean government, the missile flew for about 620 miles before ultimately landing in waters between Japan and the Korean peninsula. A Japanese official says the missile has the capability to reach anywhere in the mainland United States area. The White House responding, saying this launch is, quote, a flagrant violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions.
And more international headlines here on your Tuesday morning. At least 126 people have been killed, hundreds more injured after an earthquake in China. You're taking a look at some of the eyewitness video here. The country's state media reporting that the earthquake hit China's Gansu province overnight. The U.S. Geological Survey says a magnitude 5.9 is how it registered. Chinese authorities giving a higher reading, though, of 6.2, so a discrepancy between the U.S. and the Chinese readings. State media says that the leader, Xi Jinping, is calling for an all-out search and rescue effort to try to find anybody who might be trapped in the debris.
All right, we're talking about traveling. Many people have already headed out for their Christmas destination. Maybe you have the week off or jealous. Enjoy. But we are keeping a very close eye on the forecast across the country, watching out for any potential travel issues.
I love this live look from St. Louis.
This doesn't even look real.
What a gorgeous shot of the sun coming up there under the arch, and look at all the birds flying around. They're about to head south for the winter. Our meteorologist Greg Bobus is joining us now live with another weather outlook for those of you who are traveling for the holidays.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if you're going out toward the St. Louis area, anywhere toward the Midwest, nothing happening here for us. The only place in the country right now that we have to worry about any significant weather is going to be the Buffalo area in upstate New York. So you just saw that gorgeous picture. Anyone coming into town, driving, flying from the Midwest, the South, the Southwest, and even the Pacific Northwest. Looking pretty good here. Back home, we're just cold. We have no rain in the forecast here today. Weekend warming. We'll bring in a chance for some rain, though, Saturday into Sunday, and a good chance for some rain on Monday as well for Christmas Day itself. Unfortunately, Christmas will bring in some rain, but none of that for us here. Taking a look at Broadway. They're just getting things ready. We've had crews coming in and out doing construction, street cleaning, the whole 9 yards here as we gear up for this upcoming holiday weekend. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to work your way into that rainy situation for the upcoming weekend. Talk about a temperature increase right now. Right side of your screen, we're in the 20s. We feel like we are in the teens to start off this morning.
Okay, part of the holiday travel preparation always includes traffic. Maybe you're heading out today. You need to know the best route to take. How about this? I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. We're not seeing any kind of crashes or vehicles pulled over on the shoulders, but we are still seeing for folks who have to head to work or school this morning, that typical Tuesday morning slowdown. Keep that in mind if you're heading out again. This is I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway.
Well, breaking news this morning, the Catholic Church now saying that priests can bless same-sex relationships. More on the reaction to the news across the world.
And a Christmas miracle right here in the mid-state. This story about a massive toy collection and how they were spared by the recent tornado outbreak. It's heartwarming. Don't miss it.
Welcome back back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 6:55, and let's head over to the website this morning and find out what's trending. The number one story that you are reading about is the country star Luke Combs, who made amends and then promised compensation for the fan of his that was making merchandise with his face on it. Just a little mom and pop operation. So we got that going on. Plus, 2 Middle Tennessee Powerball players win $150,000.
One winner was in Hermitage.
Merry Christmas to you.
Would you like to share with us?
You can read those stories and more anytime right now at fox17.com.
Greg, doesn't that sound nice? $150,000?
I would take a hot dog and a Coke.
Greg says he just would take a hot dog and a Coke.
Okay.
Let's make sure Greg's mic is on. I don't think Greg's mic is on, so we're going to give you the Code Red weather app reminder as we get into the holidays. If you need to check the weather where you are currently or where you're headed, right, for your Christmas destination, just download that free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
A good weather reminder there. We're also going to check in now with Greg to see if his mic is working for the jogging forecast.
Hey, can you all hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, you got me loud and clear. Here we go. If you're getting out the door here, I'm not a morning runner. Erica, you've got this, this is kind of your game right now when it comes to waking up early on a cold day and making sure you have the right attire to wear as you're getting up and you're running, you're getting moving here. 20s this morning into the early afternoon, and then we'll eventually push back into the 30s and 40s for the afternoon hours. Not much wind here for us. That's good news here. The problem is that these numbers are not the actual feels like temperature. So whenever we're showing you temperatures this morning, I'm going to give you the real down-to-earth temperature of how it feels. We feel like we're in the teens this morning, one of our coldest starts of the entire season. This afternoon, we'll be in the low 40s. We're going to feel like we're in the 30s again, just like yesterday, loaded with sunshine. The weekend leading into Christmas, much warmer, but chances for rain Saturday, Sunday, and the best chance for rain, not snow, but rain, unfortunately, is going to be on Christmas Day. We're going to unpack all that for you as we go into our 7 o'clock hour and become your only live and local news source all the way through 9.
Alrighty, Greg, thanks so much. And steer clear traffic time right now as we approach 7 o'clock, seeing a little bit more traffic volume. And we've got this situation, a car that's off to the right shoulder right now at the I-65, I-24 North Loop. A tractor trailer came awfully close to that car. Just a quick reminder for you, if you're able to move over and give a little extra space here on the interstates, especially if we've got first responders, which we don't have yet. But we'll keep an eye on this and get you posted again in steer clear traffic at the top of our 7 o'clock hour.
Listen, earlier this morning we were talking about staffing shortages, but now we're talking about an interesting trend. Maybe you're seeing it. Some employees who are heading back to the office may be skipping out early. It's a trend called coffee badging. Okay, coffee badging refers to when employees go to the office for only enough time to show their face, to swipe their badge, and of course, get a cup of coffee before ultimately just leaving to finish their work at home.
Okay, this is interesting. Have you experienced this in your office? There's a study from Owl Labs, which is a video conferencing company, that shows more than half of hybrid workers are coffee badging. 64% of managers surveyed say that they have done this as well. So even the managers are doing this. Business experts say company managers should embrace open communication. Well, yeah. And encourage employees to socialize. Okay. But how about this? They studied hybrid workers. If you're hybrid, doesn't that in and of itself indicate you can work from home?
There's your sign.
Or show up at the office? So can you complain if you have hybrid workers who come in for a minute, get coffee, and then leave?
Coffee badging. Let us know. All right, the State Department says passport processing times are back to pre-pandemic levels after facing scrutiny over delays earlier this year. Officials say passport applications are going to be processed within 6 to 8 weeks for routine service, but those who pay an additional $60 for expedited service can expect their application to take just 2 to 3 weeks. At the peak backlog between March and October, some Americans were left waiting up to 13 weeks for those routine renewals.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
United through brotherhood, how one local pastor and his more than 30 fraternity brothers are helping the community recover from the recent tornado tragedies.
Beautiful outside right now when it comes to the sunshine, but very cold. Our coldest morning so far this season. How low the wind chill has dipped coming up in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic, as always, keeping you updated every few minutes. We've got a new situation just reported. We'll take you to this location and help you steer clear.
Let's start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here. Woo! Beautiful sunrise behind us here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. And we begin right now with this.
Oh, rebuild and restore and revive.
Yeah, Fox 17 News, we are continuing to share your stories. We're hearing from people who traveled from across the country to help Community Baptist Church over in Madison recover from the tornado ninth outbreak.
Yeah, we are now learning that some church leaders were inside this church when the tornado touched down. Fortunately, everybody got out okay. Bishop Mark Freeman says that he's a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity with Pastor Vincent Johnson, the pastor at Community Baptist. And once his fraternity brothers heard what happened, more than 30 members helped recover what was left.
Well, Freeman led a prayer with members of the church to thank God for the preservation of life and for what this church has meant to the community.
Sometimes it's just the ministry of presence, just being available and standing alongside, and that's what we wanted to do.
All right, the church will rebuild at this location, by the way, and they may hold virtual services for the time being.
This morning, we're also taking a closer look at the new numbers, putting into perspective just how devastating the December 9th tornado truly was.
Yeah, Nashville's Office of Emergency Management, so that's OEM, and Metro Codes Department, they've now finished surveying the damage, and they say the city of Nashville alone, but Madison in particular, had $3 million worth of damage. The tornado outbreak damaged 900 properties, 300 additionally impacted, which means they had minor damage versus catastrophic damage. And we know that the concerns go well beyond those numbers.
The Small Business Administration is in the mid-state and southern Kentucky area. They're offering low-interest disaster loans to businesses impacted and communities, right? So people in Davidson, Dickson, Montgomery, and Sumner counties, they are eligible for a little more help due to the federal disaster declaration.
Businesses in other mid-state counties, such as Robertson County, which was left off of that federal list, could apply for a different type of loan. The filing deadline will be February 12th.
Fox 17 News dedicated to helping those impacted by the tornadoes. That's why we're partnering with the Salvation Army, and we understand we cannot help storm victims without your help.
Yeah, so all you have to do to donate is scan the QR code. It'll give you a link to donate straight to the Salvation Army. We appreciate everything y'all are doing.
There are crews out there working hard this morning trying to restore power, and they're doing so in very chilly temperatures.
Look at your screen right now. Yeah, Erica, you are totally right. Taking a look here, this is our wind chill this morning, the feels like temperatures. We don't do a lot of temperature maps here in the morning because usually the right side of the screen matches up with how you feel as you head out the door. So you can kind of find your hometown, know what you're getting into. Those numbers do not match. So when it says Nashville is in the 30s, it feels like 20. I want to point out a few spots here where it's a little bit colder than others. 15 is your wind chill in Linden. 16 in Lawrenceburg. Look at the plateau, Crossville. You feel like 13 degrees this morning. If you are not in a winter coat with the hat and the gloves, you're going to feel cold. You're going to have the heater going in the car as you get out this morning. This might be one of those days where if maybe you have a 15, 20-minute drive where the heat doesn't really even kick in fully until you're already where you're going. That's one of these kind of mornings. We haven't had one like this in a very long time. It is here. It's the only one. We have to work through it. Taking a look here. Downtown, we're taking a look at Lower Broadway. Nothing happening there. They're just gearing up for the upcoming week and the upcoming weekend here with the holiday coming our way. Taking a look, your lunchtime forecast, a little bit better. 35 degrees at 11, 38 degrees at noon, 40 at 1 p.m. Still feeling a little bit colder than that with the wind chill, but not as windy as it was when we worked in yesterday's forecast, when we had the wind gusts at 30 miles per hour. That was a windy afternoon. This one a little more settled. Thank you, Christmas tree, for finding your spot there on Christmas Day on Monday, which is officially on the 7-day forecast. Taking a look, 42 degrees this afternoon. Not warm tonight. One more cold one in the middle 20s. Then 50s Wednesday all the way through Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday back up near 60.
Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear traffic time right now. I want to make sure you are updated before you have to leave this morning. This is I-24 at Harding Place. We were monitoring police activity in this area, but it looks like it's cleared out. So smooth sailing on your drive-in from southeast of Nashville this morning. No big problems to get in your way.
And Jen, talking about traffic, we also know the Tennessee Department of Transportation giving us more insight into their plans moving forward, a 10-year project here.
Yeah, this is a big one. And in fact, we want to break down some of the details here for you this morning. So choice lanes is something that you're going to hear a lot about going forward. This 10-year plan includes choice lanes, which are essentially toll lanes, extra lanes on our highways where you can pay to go faster. Now, according to TDOT, they're going to put them on our busiest highways. So think I-24 and I-65. This map here is from TDOT, and what this highlights here is I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro. We know that track is going to be one of the first when it comes to exploring installing these choice lanes. Basically, what you do is you pay to be in the faster lanes. If you want to stay in the congestion, you drive for free, as they say. And they're trying to explain how that's different from a toll road, because not everybody will be forced to pay, just if you want to go faster. I do want to highlight something else for you, because it's not on this particular map, but in addition to this I-24 route between Nashville and Murfreesboro, we also know that from Nashville down I-65 all the way to Spring Hill, that is also going to be a corridor that TDOT considers for those choice lanes. Erica?
Jen, thank you for breaking it all down for us. The Tennessee Valley Authority is spending big bucks to enhance their systems. Coming up on Fox 17 News, Amanda Chin joining us in studio, telling us how they plan to prevent rolling blackouts this winter. Also ahead, a police officer is being accused of money laundering, what investigators have discovered, and information on where he spent the money.
You know that updated houses often sell 4 times faster and for more money than houses that need.
This morning, the Tennessee Valley Authority says that they are ready for extreme winter weather this year if it does happen.
Now, this claim comes after last year when we had people across the state here in Nashville who had to experience rolling blackouts during the coldest days we had ever experienced. This was during what was known as Winter Storm Elliott. There were also 8 winter-related deaths here in Tennessee.
Right now, Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin joining us in the studio after speaking, Amanda, with TVA about what they're doing to prevent another nightmare.
That's right. Good morning, Jen and Erica. The Nashville community remembers last December as a nightmare, dealing with power outages and unexpected rolling blackouts right around the holidays. But those at the TVA tell me the system this year is much more reliable. The December 2022 winter storm came with the lowest temperatures Nashville's seen since 1996. Around 50,000 people at one point did not have power. Music City also had 10-minute rolling blackouts, which hit every 1 to 2 hours. The TVA says it's invested nearly $123 million in the last 3 months to prepare. The company also says the intention is for the entire fleet to be able to operate in weather conditions of up to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit and 20 mile-per-hour winds for at least 48 hours.
Can you talk about what's being done to invest in infrastructure to withstand extreme temperatures after last December's rolling blackouts?
We've added insulation where we found that it was needed. We've added some enclosures, enclosed some piping and some instrumentation that was vulnerable to the storm. We've added heat trace, which is essentially a thin tube that carries electricity and keeps pipes warm.
Now, next year, TVA is committing another $120 million above normal funding levels to focus on making more upgrades needed to prevent the chaos that ensued last December. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And that's a really good question here, because last year this caught us all off guard. It kind of came out of nowhere, and then we had these rolling outages right in the middle of holiday season. So we're going to unpack how cold we really were throughout that 5-day span right over the Christmas holiday coming up in about 5 minutes. I want to get you out the door first while I've got limited time to make sure you know what you're waking up to this morning. We are cold. We feel like we're in the middle teens here for feels like temperatures. Bus stop is chilly. And there are still some schools here. We've got a lot of half days, a few schools that are still in session today. Keep that in mind. Bus stop even colder than yesterday morning across the board. My sneak peek at the forecast for Christmas. 50 at 7 a.m. on Monday, 58 degrees, and we're talking rain chances. So we'll talk rain chances and that look back to last year. Many things coming your way here in 5 minutes in a check of your next Code Red forecast.
7:12 is the time, and right now we're seeing that not any serious situations to alert you to when it comes to crashes or disabled vehicles. So we are going to show you a live look at Bradley Parkway, McGavick Pike. This area is looking very, very good right there. We're going to keep a closer eye on the map and let you know of some other slowdowns that we're just monitoring for you this Tuesday morning.
It's 7:12, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation now says the case of a Lewis County deputy that they were looking into has now landed him charges of theft and money laundering. Agents found 38-year-old Deputy Brandon Grady was the president of a youth football and cheer group there in Lewis County back in 2020. And the TBI says Grady was using money meant for the organization, but instead spent it on a police canine when he should have been buying an equipment shed for the young people.
Well, Grady went ahead and turned himself in on Friday and was arrested and released on a $5,000 bond.
It's 7:13 now. Cleanup efforts underway across Hendersonville. In just a few minutes, we're going to speak with a member of the United Way of Sumner County as they're doing their part to help those impacted.
And we're also getting an update from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who released a budget proposal. The new funding priorities that could potentially help families when it comes to child care costs.
Why not get a gift?
At 7:15, Fox 17 News is learning more about Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear's Forward Together budget proposal. It was unveiled just yesterday, and we know it includes the largest pay increase for teachers in 40 years. It also fully funds pre-K programs and helps support childcare. That's going to go a long way for Kentucky families. The governor also letting us know that the $136 billion budget aims, he says, to address things that matter most to Kentucky families and help to build a world-class education system. So keep in mind the budget proposal will be filed and considered by lawmakers when the General Assembly convenes, but that does not happen until the 2nd of January.
7:16 is the time right now. Getting a check of the weather right now with our meteorologist, Greg Bobus. Greg, teens is what it feels like outside this morning. And if you've got kids that don't want to wear the pants, maybe decide whether that's a battle you want to fight, first of all, because as a parent, it's all about choosing.
You pick and choose, but Jen,
I would say
today might be one of those days to pick.
Yeah, listen, I've
battle.
got teenagers, and
I'm always amazed too when I see the kids on the playground.
Yeah,
in the middle of the day,
know.
And I'm like, it's cold outside still.
So maybe grab the pants and a hoodie and an extra layer.
Wear clothes.
It's in the teens,
Wear
y'all.
proper clothing for winter. It feels like we're in the teens. Do you want to do a little bit of traveling across the country here?
Sure.
And look at some areas where they're seeing some weather that could be problem spots for flying or driving to?
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Let's travel here around the country. Right here back home, Doppler radar looks great. I'm going to give you a national view of what's going on and take a look at everything that is happening with our national radar. So there are a few spots we have to watch out for when it comes to going off toward the north and the east. We have some winter storm advisories here, winter weather advisories in portions of West Virginia, moving into Virginia. So we're talking about areas like Charleston, West Virginia, moving into the Harrisonburg area, and then eventually we're going to move this all the way into the northern areas of getting into Pennsylvania. Here's where most of our snow is at this morning. Pittsburgh, moving in toward Harrisburg. Binghamton, we're moving all these areas. Rochester, when you get into New York. Buffalo, Syracuse. If you have friends or family moving from that direction toward us, or you're going to these areas, watch your flight times. We have winter storm watches and we have winter weather advisories in these areas. Let's come back to the national view and take a look off toward the north and the east. We have areas that are there that are also dealing with winter weather advisories. Here's the interesting thing. Take a look right now on your screen, moving toward the Boise area where we've got the pinks. This is what we don't like to see here across Middle Tennessee, but we see it far too frequently, especially in in late January and February. That is freezing rain and ice that is coming down. So think Portland all the way down toward Boise, up towards Seattle. These could be areas that we have to watch as well. We'll continue to watch all of the areas across the country throughout this week when it comes to your travel. And just try to get you out the door and get your friends and family here safely so you know what you can expect.
A couple of minutes ago, we talked about a slowdown out there for your steer clear traffic update. And here that slowdown is right on your screen. This is I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. You can see it on the screen. Just a brake check. There really is no alternative route to take. Just keep that in mind if you're heading out to this area. You're going to experience a little bit of a brake check. I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway.
Right now in Operation Crime and Justice at 7:19, Franklin police have arrested the man you see on your screen here after a deadly crash involving a bicyclist. It all happened over the weekend. So we have an update to the story that we've been following for days now. We now know the person who is sitting behind bars is a Fort Campbell soldier. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse bringing us more information on that arrest.
It happened here Saturday morning at Mac Hatcher Parkway and Liberty Pike. You can see the flower memorial for the victim behind me. 23-year-old Denelson Jose Hidalgo Zorco is behind bars and charged with a DUI and vehicular homicide after police say he hit and killed a bicyclist Saturday afternoon. The victim is 54-year-old Matthew Peritz. Franklin Alderman Beverly Berger says she is heartbroken, and this is a tragedy for all of Franklin.
My message to the community is it's paramount that we understand how important it is not to drive under the influence and not to drive distracted.
Franklin police say the suspect is stationed at Fort Campbell.
My heart and the city leaders as well extend our heartfelt sympathy, our thoughts, and definitely our prayers during this time. And we hope that the community will be praying for this family.
Hidalgo Azorico is being held on a $400,000 bond. We reached out to Fort Campbell regarding Hidalgo Azorico, and we are waiting to hear back. Reporting in Franklin, I'm Peyton Muse with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We also know this morning that the Williamson County Sheriff's Office is going to be cracking down, looking for people driving under the influence. For the rest of the holiday season, the Sheriff's Office says you will see more deputies and state troopers on the roads of Williamson County. Both agencies wanting to remind you that a first-time DUI in Tennessee will land you a fine, jail time, and mandatory drug and alcohol treatment.
There is a popular Nashville restaurant that is going ahead and closing their doors this weekend after a decade in business. It's called Josephine, and they went ahead and made their announcement over on their Instagram just last month. They say they're going to be closing down their 12th South neighborhood location for good once their lease ends next week. Their last day of service is going to be set for this Saturday, December 23rd. And we have some new updates this Tuesday morning from the Williamson source. The John P. Holt Brentwood Library is now closed for renovations, so all items checked out after November 27th will be due January 2nd. And during this renovation period, they also want you to know you can still return items through the outdoor automated book return. And a regular night at work turning into a scary situation after an employee is held at gunpoint. Some more updates when it comes to this case.
Tuesday from Ted Lasso, Hannah Waddingham. Plus, Yuletide TikTok trends. Woo, this is good.
Sherry, today at 10 on Fox 17.
Military heroes.
If you expect sailors to fight and die for the country, the least you can do is remember them.
Solving a military mystery.
I saw 1051 and I said, well, that's it.
Inside Your World investigates. Finding vanished Civil War relics.
Thursday on Fox 17 News at 9.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. 35-day guarantee yours free. It's hockey season, you know what time it is. It ain't just pumpkin spice. It's Benjamin's time to give away some deals. Crystal Ice, 15% off with this ad. Macchiato, 15% off with this ad. Calacatta Aspen, $85 a foot, $75 a foot with this ad. You looking for some natural stone? How about Black Pearl Leather? Very popular, 15% off with this ad. Slide on down to Eurostone, come see these deals. 805 Northwest Broad Street. Come and see me, baby.
Kroger gives you so many ways to save. On top of our lower than low prices, enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Plus, our weekly sales will keep your budget merry and bright. So get rewarded and save. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
Operation Rudolph is a go.
Go.
I see Rudolph! Light the runway! Santa's never gonna find us.
Oh, yes, he will.
Merry Christmas!
There are cleanup efforts that are very much underway across many parts of the mid-state, and the United Way of Sumner County has established an emergency fund to help survivors of the tornado.
Yeah, this is going to give help to local families that are struggling with just basic needs. Joining us live right now is Aaron Birch, the CEO of the United Way of Sumner County. Aaron, good morning to you. I know y'all just wrapped up a big weekend. Tell us the results of your fundraiser and how that's going to help the community.
Good morning. We had an incredible weekend, just showcasing how beautiful the community can be when they're mobilized to do good. On Saturday, we had over 850 people through Hendersonville and Gallatin doing cleanup efforts, and made an incredible progress in our cleanup and relief. We've also raised over $95,000 to go toward those affected by the disaster and the tornadoes here in Sumner County locally.
That's an incredible turnout. We're looking at some of the video from those efforts and folks cleaning up. We've said time after time that the way that Middle Tennessee responds in a time of crisis says so much about the people here. And I'm sure that's something that you have experienced firsthand.
You know, in my position, I get to see that a lot, but I could not have been more blown away by, I don't even think the skies had cleared yet from the storms over a week ago now, and my phone was already binging and ringing off the hook. How can I help? What can I do? What are we going to do? Where can I plug in? And that's not stopped.
And Aaron, you kind of just touched on that right there. If we're watching this and you want to make a donation, you want to volunteer, you want to get involved, what's the best way for folks to make that happen?
So we have a hub for United Way of Sumner County on our website, unitedwaysumner.org. The front page is our disaster relief hub. On there, folks will be able to find out how to volunteer, where to make monetary donations, how that will be distributed. If there is agencies and organizations who are doing disaster relief here locally in Sumner County, it also gives the quick application to get those applications in. So we will be reviewing those case by case with our executive board to make sure that we get those dollars out to the folks who need that case management, need those wraparound services from our incredible organizations here that we partner with in Sumner County.
All right, Aaron Birch with the United Way of Sumner County. Thanks so much for sharing that information with us, and we'll be sure to have that information on the website over on our website, fox17.com.
We've got you covered. 7:28 is the time right now. Quick check-in on the weather with Greg.
Yeah, a little sneak peek here that I'm going to give you a much bigger detail of when it comes into going into our 7:30 half hour. We're going to be cold. Right side of your screen, 20s. We feel like we are in the teens. Your 7-day forecast, a big warm up. We're going to focus on that coming up here as we go into our 7:30 half hour. Stick with us here on Fox 17 News this morning.
Biking is my thing.
Running is awesome.
But her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Join us in celebrating Kia's season of giving back. Get 0.9% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 trade assist cash and select new 2023 Sorento or 2024 EV6 models.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or just in time for the holidays, get $3,500 purchase cash on select 2023 Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
I love creation as it stood alone. Make me a partner of the wind and sun. Honest and true as the horoscope. Just keep an eye on all that's done and said, and guide me on the long trail road.
Join us in celebrating Kia's season of giving back. Lease a new 2024 Sportage LX for $269 a month.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
The Tennessee Valley Authority is spending big bucks to enhance its systems. Coming up, I'll tell you how they plan to prevent rolling blackouts this winter.
And we wake up this morning here, tons of sunshine, but you walk out the door immediately. Just like that, you are going to be cold, our coldest start to this season here in your Code Red forecast.
And steer clear traffic, something we're alerting you to right now along Briley Parkway. We'll get to the details and a detour if necessary in minutes.
Hey, happy Tuesday to you. Thanks so much for waking up with us here for Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m.
We're going to get started this Tuesday morning talking about the Tennessee Valley Authority. We're asking questions to make sure they are ready for a big holiday weekend because of what happened last year around the same time.
Yes, we had this incredibly cold snap. I mean, we're talking 0 degrees and colder in some places, which is what forced the TVA and then our local power companies to shut off the power in rolling blackouts. This comes after thousands of people alone just in Nashville experienced that, not to mention everybody in our outlying communities.
There were also 8 winter-related deaths because of what happened. Right now, Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin in the studio after speaking with TVA Amanda about what they're doing to prevent another nightmare scenario.
Good morning. Yes, the Nashville community dealt with something they hope to never have to experience this year after they had power outages and unexpected rolling blackouts during the holiday season. But those at the TVA tell me this is the company's largest overhaul of winter preparations. The December 2022 winter storm came with the lowest temperatures Nashville's seen since 1996. Around 50,000 people at one point didn't have power. Music City also experienced 10-minute rolling blackouts, which hit every 1 to 2 hours. The TVA says it's invested nearly $123 million in the last 3 months to prepare. That includes adding insulation, enclosures, and closing some piping that was vulnerable to the storm, and adding heat trace, which is a thin tube that carries electricity to keep pipes warm.
What lessons did the TVA learn from last year, even when it comes to communication?
I discovered that there were some issues and some things we could do better as far as communicating, not only with our local power companies, but with the public. So we've had meetings, we've had drills, and we're working with the local agencies as well as the local power companies to make sure that we are getting the right messages out at the right time if something like this should happen again.
And the company also says the intention is for the entire fleet to be able to operate in weather conditions of up to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit and 20 mile per hour winds for at least 48 hours. Now that is expected to be fully implemented in a few months. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Amanda, thank you. And talking about chilly temperatures with the feels like temperatures this Tuesday, we know that winter maintenance operations are truly an important process as we get ready for the winter weather.
Yeah, so we're taking a live look this morning from the TDOT Salt Barn, where they are ready to go. Inside that big dome you see right there is the brine that TDOT uses to help prevent snow and ice from accumulating here on our mid-state highways. We've got the trucks on standby, the plows ready to go. Now, obviously, we don't have any weather to worry about right now, but in case y'all didn't realize this, those trucks do test routes where they go through areas to make sure they can get through properly. They know the routes when the weather does come. It's all part of their advanced preparation.
Yeah, even though we're going to be in the 60s, Greg, for the holidays this weekend, they have to start thinking right now.
You have to, because we can get that cold snap that moves in just like 2 or 3 days. And then what do? So you kind of practice. That's what sports teams do. You practice, you practice, you practice. Then when it happens, you know what you're going to do. This was last year. Amanda was mentioning, the rolling blackouts and everything that happened. These were the low temperatures right around a year ago from right now, December 22nd through the 26th. The low temperature on the 22nd was 10 degrees. The low temperature on the 23rd was 1 below. The high temperature that day was 11 degrees. And then we had a temperature of 5 degrees for the low temperature leading into Christmas Eve night. And then we get to Christmas Day, 18 degrees, December 26th. So this was what we had to deal with a year ago. Our forecast could not look different. I'm just going to get right to it. We've got sunshine right now. We feel like we're in the teens. We're cold, winter coat, but nothing like what we had leading into Christmas weekend last year compared to this year. We'll be at 59 degrees on Friday, 59 on Saturday, 62 on Sunday. There will be some rain in the forecast we'll talk about leading into Christmas the next time we check in on your Code Red forecast.
Alrighty, Greg, thanks so much. Okay, good news in steer clear traffic. We had a situation on Briley Parkway at Gallatin Pike where a car was broke down at the center concrete barrier, but it looks like that just cleared. So we're giving you the all clear Briley Parkway at Gallatin Pike. Want to check one more shot? This is I-24 at the Silliman Evans Bridge. This is right by Nissan Stadium, which if you look closely is kind of right behind our steer clear traffic logo right there. And this is actually unusually chill. We have reason to believe there are just fewer people out on the roads so far this week, which has led to fewer issues. So that's great news in steer clear traffic.
We're getting some updates regarding an audit of Tennessee prisons finding that state prisons are severely understaffed with a vacancy rate of one facility of 61%. The audit by the state comptroller's office also finding a shortage of prisoner services, think therapy, substance abuse treatment, and also re-entry assistance. CoreCivic, which runs 4 Tennessee prisons on an annual contract, has also paid the state nearly $20 million in fines since 2020 for not maintaining minimum staff levels. You can read much more on this audit by going to fox17.com.
Oil prices are dropping right now, and that should mean cheaper gas prices for us this holiday travel season. We'll show you some of the best locations to fill up.
Working on your Christmas list?
Let's talk gas prices and save you some money. Tennessee gas prices have dropped to the lowest prices that we have seen so far this year. Over the last week, gas prices across the state falling 5 cents on average. The Tennessee gas price average right now is $2.75, which is 19 cents less expensive than just 1 month ago. So right now we're taking a look at where you can find some of the best prices in Nashville, and we know it does vary. I went ahead and starred right here over in North Nashville. That price looking about $2.79. Then over in Belmead, though, circling this one for you, $3.29. How about Forest Hills? Sitting at $3.59. And then I'll give you one more price here. Let's go on up to perhaps the Inglewood area, $2.73. All right, we always want to share the best gas prices for you, so go to fox17.com and click on Fox Fuel Gauge, and then be sure to share those prices with us.
Now would be a great time to hit the road. We've been showing you all morning long, and even yesterday how traffic has been a lot lighter than normal. And we were asking over on our Facebook page, are you going out or staying home for New Year's this year? We're going to read some of your comments this morning just to share the love here. Ahmad says that with this economy, the question should have been, would you stay home or would you stay home? I can feel that for you. Hey, Ron says staying in, hopefully. Jody says we're going to be on a cruise celebrating. Good for you, Jody. She says it's going to be simply fabulous. I guess we are going out. Yeah, you're going out all right. Ed says going to the Grand Ole Opry on the 30th. And then downtown Nashville on New Year's Eve. Ed is living his best life here in Nashville. And Teresa says staying home. If you want to let us know your plans or just sound off in general, you can find the story on our Fox Nashville Facebook page and over on twitter.com.
I like all of those suggestions. 7:41 is the time. We're going to check in now with your forecast. It's chilly outside. Definitely need your jacket, your gloves, your hot hands. All of that is a very good idea. We're going to see right now what the forecast is looking like in your feels like temperatures as well. Want to take that on the screen in your breakfast forecast. How about that? 8 o'clock, 23 degrees. Like I said, very frigid out there, but warming up about 11 o'clock to 35 degrees. It's not the best day if you want to sit outside and eat. It's not going to be that day, but it is going to be a warmer one for this weekend, the holiday weekend. We're checking in for that forecast in a couple of minutes.
Right now in Steer Clear traffic, I mentioned a moment ago that a car that had some trouble on Briley Parkway had just cleared. Right now it looks like we've got a situation on I-65 at Briley Parkway. TDOT reporting debris on the road. This live look is Briley at Gallatin. I'm going to see if I can find that debris that TDOT is worried about. And if we find it, oh yeah, I can see people dodging it right now on Briley Parkway at I-65. So just up the road from this live look, Briley Parkway on the flyover ramp at I-65. We've got debris right in the middle of the road. I'll show that to you here in minutes.
It's a Christmas miracle in the mid-state how a massive toy collection was spared by the recent tornado outbreak. And right now, Fox 17 News looking ahead, showing you a live look over at Nissan Stadium. The two-tone blue taking on the Seattle Seahawks at Nissan Stadium on December 24th, Christmas Eve. That game going to start at noon, and it's not too late to grab your tickets.
Attention homeowners.
Moments ago, we've got debris right smack dab in the middle of Briley Parkway. Watch people here flying around this curve, and they're having to dodge to get out of the way. It looks like I thought that guy was going to hit it. Pieces of wood right there on the center dotted line. But this is the flyover for Briley Parkway as you get off I-65 to take Briley Parkway. So again, coming around a real sharp bend as it is, people are already taking it a little too fast and having to do an evasive maneuver to avoid hitting that thing. We'll let you know if TDOT shows up to provide cover and to get this cleared out, but people dodging it left and right here. We'll monitor this for you and give you a breaking news update in Steer Clear traffic in minutes. Wait, TDOT, here we come.
Perfect timing.
They're coming to the rescue just as we said it. And look, yeah, they are slowing down traffic. So hang with us here in traffic for a minute. They are slowing down traffic to a full-on stop. Both lanes. Again, dangerous flyover, very sharp curve here. Bravo to the TDOT guy who's getting the jog out there. He's going to clear it. Again, I think it's pieces of wood. And yeah, that's what it looks like as he's throwing it off to the side. Hats off to these TDOT workers.
Getting it done.
I mean, they show up on the spot. They get there quickly. They do their best to make sure everybody has a better day on their commute. That could have been a real bad day for somebody.
It truly could have. We're also going to be talking about holiday travel in different times for different communities. I know that Greg Bobus is trying to get us ready for that aspect of our Steer Clear traffic commute progress.
This is that week where that's kind of the biggest thing. If you've got to leave or someone's coming into town, what can you expect day to day? So every day we'll update our drive times when it comes to things, just locally or places you can drive to.
Yeah.
We'll also look at the hot spots across the country like we did last half hour when it comes to flights. So here's the local driving scenario here, and honestly, it could not be better. Many of the main areas that folks may or may not be coming from or going to: Atlanta, Charlotte, Birmingham, Cincinnati, St. Louis, sunshine for all of them. So when you plug it into your GPS, yeah, there may be a few traffic accidents that end up happening here, but weather is not going to be an issue when it comes to anything with local driving here. When I mean local, yeah, this isn't all local. They're all a few hours away. But these are spots you might drive to instead of fly to, or maybe you have flights to them. Everything is good here back home, and it'll be good in these areas as well. We'll update you every day leading into the actual holiday weekend. We're also meeting our dog of the day, Shorty. Take a look here, sent in by Lynn from Morrison. Shorty loves to play with her toys and also understands the assignment this morning of bundling up when it comes to having the sweater on before you head out the door. 29 degrees goes to 38 by noon, 42 degrees at 3 p.m. Temperature's going to continue to climb into the low 40s later this afternoon. Not as windy as yesterday, but colder this morning. We feel like we're in the teens to low 20s. Please bundle up before you head out and know that when you get in the car, it's going to take a little while for your heater to start working for you. And the heater, as far as Mother Nature goes, will start heating us up in toward the weekend. 55 degrees on Thursday, 59 on Friday, right near 60 degrees leading into Saturday and Sunday, 60 degrees on Monday for Christmas Day. That's our best chance for rain. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, Greg. Hey, speaking of Christmas, a miracle from Hendersonville to Nashville. Hundreds of children who are in need are getting Christmas gifts from a hardworking charity, but the celebration almost didn't happen.
Live Love Nashville was busy storing gifts and food and other necessities from their holiday toy drive at the Big Play bowling alley over in Hendersonville. Well, the building came crumbling down a week ago during the deadly tornado outbreak, but miraculously, all the toys were spared. Fox 17 News' Megan O'Halloran has this heartwarming story.
They are just going to go wild. They're just such gracious children, appreciative for everything that is done for them and given to them.
Hundreds of wide-eyed kids, gasping with excitement, filed into the Schwab Elementary School gym. Each had a big red bag with their name on it, filled with food, toys, clothing, bikes, and shoes, all made possible by Live Love Nashville. But today, almost didn't happen.
And Big Play Bowling Alley had let us use some warehouse space in the back of their building, and so all of these presents for this school, with as well as 500 total gifts, were in that building, and food items for over 150 students were all in that building, and somehow miraculously they were all spared and unharmed from the tornado.
Hard to imagine that in all of this rubble and debris, a storm with enough force to bring down this building left one wall standing. That's where over $30,000 in Christmas gifts went untouched.
It's like a miracle, not on 34th Street, but in Nashville, Tennessee, at 1500 Dickson Pike. That's huge. And then at this time of the year, you know, my families are very much working class, and they couldn't provide these things for their children. And so this is just a true blessing.
In a world of unpredictable events, the Grinch of Mother Nature couldn't steal the magic of Christmas for hundreds of kids in Nashville.
Well, the city of Clarksville says they need help matching donations with the actual needs of tornado victims. They say the Clarksville-Montgomery County school system spoke with families who were impacted, and they have now created a list of the most needed items.
All right, let's take a look at it here. Pillows, blankets, juices, sodas, hot hands, underwear, socks. All of these items have to be brand new. You can bring your donations to Northeast High School or the Spring Creek Baptist Church.
Do you like tigers?
Well, it depends.
Well, happening now, the Nashville Zoo is asking for your help naming their 3 Sumatran, hope I'm saying that correctly, tiger cubs.
Sumatran.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Jen, you do like tigers then. Look at these cutie pies, though. They are so adorable, and they want your help. 1 is a male cub, and 2 are the female cubs.
Okay, they're precious now. Potential names would include Abu, Bulan, and Hantu for the boys, and the potential names for the girls would be Zara, Zahira, Kirana, and Kalilia.
Okay.
Or Kalila, I think.
I like Bulan.
Yeah? All right, well, you should go vote then, and y'all can do the same thing. We've got the link for you posted at fox17.com. Now, each vote does cost $1. It's a fundraiser for the zoo.
Okay. What's it called again, the tiger name?
Which one? Oh, Sumatran.
Sumatran. All right. Also, listen to this. Metro Nashville Animal Care and Control, they are offering $25 adoptions all month long throughout December. Some of the pet shelters see an uptick during this particular month with folks who say, I can't care for my animal anymore, so they have to go to the shelters. The officials say that their shelters are full. You can visit their shelter between 12 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon if you were interested in giving a pet a new home.
A little precious face right there. Hey, the Preds hot streak going to collide with another hot streak for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Big performances from both teams recently, and they're coming head-to-head at Bridgestone Arena.
Both teams have won 7 of their last 10 games. The Preds also on a 4-win run after defeating both the Canes and the Capitals this weekend. Yeah, it's likely to be a tense head-to-head game, though. After the Canucks, the Preds roll out to Philadelphia on Thursday to take on the Flyers.
While the final countdown is here, the last-minute touches underway on Music City's iconic music note that will drop on New Year's Eve. We'll show you preparations underway now.
Party, party.
Knows you need to say
right now, hey, if you still have some holiday shopping to do, I know a little extra cash could really go a long way. We're here for you in that regard. We have our holiday trivia game sweepstakes.
Yeah, go ahead and grab your phone. It's probably already in your hands anyway, and scan this QR code for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Get the question right, and you could win the daily prize of a $100 gift card, and the daily prize winners will also be eligible for a chance to win the national weekly prize of $5,000. So again, just scan this QR code. We try to make it as easy as possible, but you do only have a few days left to go ahead and enter. All right, Greg, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah,
and it ain't gonna happen. I'm kidding. You know
I was
don't
gonna say,
want
no, she's not.
You said it perfectly, though. I'm dreaming.
I know.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Somewhere other than here is what she meant.
It's going to be, there'll be some places across the country, but keep it in your dreams because it's not going to happen here. We have cold temperatures right now, so it might be deceiving. You're going to go, oh, it's really cold. If we get anything that moves in, it should be snow. We might have some flakes. Nope. We're cold right now. Here's how we feel. 20 in Nashville, 16 degrees in Clarksville, 22. If you get out toward McMinnville, Crossville, 14 and 16. That feels like on your skin temperature in Lawrenceburg. On our way to the low 40s this afternoon. This is not going to be a warm day, but we're going to get warmer. Here's your Christmas Day forecast. You're going to wake up the same time on Christmas Day, about 25 degrees warmer at 48 degrees. A few showers begin to move in morning into the afternoon. Scattered rain throughout the day. No snow. Warm temperatures in the upper 50s to right near 60. So plan for rain on your Christmas Day. Coming up as we go into our 8 o'clock half hour and continue to be your only live and local news source through 9 o'clock with an updated version of your 7-day forecast. I've got a couple of numbers I've tweaked a little bit for you here, and we'll look ahead to the entire weekend and travel implications as well.
Greg, thank you so much. At 7:58, let's take a live look over there in your Steer Clear traffic update for this Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. You are not seeing any kind of slowdowns, no crashes. This looks perfect if you're heading out to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard at Conference Drive, giving you the green light.
Here in less than 2 weeks, Nashville will host the 2024 New Year's Eve Note Drop. Lainey Wilson, Elle King, Thomas Rhett, Leonard Skinner, all headlining Nashville's Big Bash at Bicentennial Park on New Year's Eve.
Man, those are some big names. And at the height of the celebration, Nashville, if you're not familiar, once again going to drop a giant music note. Tonight, the final touches, though, are underway. Working hard over there. Want to let you know the gates open at 4:30 on New Year's Eve. The music starts around 5, including Mayor Freddie O'Connell is going to show off his DJ skills.
I mean, in case you didn't know, he moonlights as a DJ. Mayor during the day, DJ at night.
Why not?
Spinning, papers during the day, spinning the records at night. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. So trending now over on Fox17.com.
I mean, I wonder if any other mayors are DJs.
I have no idea. We're going to look at what stories are trending, though, on our website to get you out the door safely and also let you know what you can read later today. So we keep on scrolling here, talking about the audit that we were covering here on Fox 17 News involving our Tennessee prisons. If you want to get an update on that story, read more about it, go to Fox17.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
United through brotherhood, how one local pastor and his more than 30 fraternity brothers are helping the community recover from the recent tornadoes.
Coldest feeling morning so far this season. What this could mean for your travel here, whether it's on the roads or getting up to the sky coming up in your forecast.
Hey, speaking of the roads, steer clear traffic has been pretty darn good here for a Tuesday morning. Look at Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. Hardly, any cars out there at all on your morning commute right now. We'll give another check and steer clear traffic in just a couple of minutes.
And hey, it's also pretty darn good to be waking up with y'all here on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m.
Rebuild and restore and revive.
Fox 17 News continuing to share your impactful stories. People are traveling from across the country to help Community Baptist Church in Madison recover from the tornadoes.
Yeah, we know what happened December 9th, and now we're learning that some church leaders were in that church when the tornado hit. Fortunately, everybody got out okay.
Thank goodness. Bishop Mark Freeman says that he is a member of this fraternity that we're showing you on the screen with Pastor Vincent Johnson, the pastor at Community Baptist. Now, once his fraternity brothers heard what happened, more than 30 members helped recover whatever was left behind.
We understand Mr. Freeman led a prayer with members of the church to thank God for the preservation of life and for what this church has meant to the community.
Sometimes it's just the ministry of presence, just being available and standing alongside, and that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, the church is going to rebuild at this location, and they may hold virtual services for the time being. All right, and as we take a look closer at the damage here, we've learned new this morning that as we put it into perspective, the devastating tornadoes of the 9th caused $3 million worth of damage just in the Madison area. The church you're looking at right there is in Madison. OEM, the Office of Emergency Management, along with the Metro Codes Department, wrapped up their survey, and they say within Davidson County alone, $3 million worth of damage. Goodness, the tornado outbreak damaging about 900 properties in Metro. Another 300, though, were impacted. That means they suffered some kind of minor damage. Think about shingles to the roof, something like that. Right. So the Small Business Administration is right now in the process of helping some of these businesses that were hit, offering low interest disaster loans. There are folks, though, in Davidson, Dickson, Montgomery, and Sumner counties who are also eligible for a little bit more help due to a federal disaster declaration. That, by the way, does not cover Robertson County. Businesses in other mid-state counties can also apply for a different type of loan. The filing deadline, though, keep in mind, is going to be February 12th. Fox 17 News dedicated to helping those impacted, and we're teaming up with the Salvation Army to send donations their way. If you scan the QR code on your screen, it will give you a link directly to the Salvation Army where you can make a donation now.
8:03 and a look at your forecast. Very cold. No rain, no snow, nothing to worry about when it comes to anything falling from the sky, but we have to worry about falling temperatures that we've seen overnight into this morning. Here's how we feel. Adding in a little bit of wind to the temperatures that you see on the right side of your screen, even during the commercial breaks, we get this. We get the wind chill. It feels like 13 in Clarksville, 16 degrees is what it feels like in Lawrenceburg, and 22 in Nashville. All this means is winter coats. Whatever you do in the winter to stay comfortable, whether it's hats, mittens, gloves, scarves, coats for sure, pants, make sure that we're good to go. Sunset tracker. I've got good news. I always try to find one good thing in the morning to talk about, even when we're really cold. We have sunshine, first of all, and then we also have our sunset tracker. Today, our sunset will be at 4:35. Christmas, 4:38. Not much of a change in 6 days. But getting to 2 weeks from now, when we get to January 1st for New Year's Day, 4:43 will be your sunset. And then we get to 3 weeks in, January 8th, we're getting closer and closer to 5 p.m. Our daylight is expanding on both ends, not just the sunset, but also sunrises. Taking a look, sun is up. It is hitting Lower Broadway as we're gearing up for what I'm sure will be a busy holiday weekend here in Music City. That Christmas tree is going to go find his spot right there on Christmas Day on Monday, right side of your screen. Look at the warm up. 42 degrees later this afternoon. Not going to be a warm day at any point. 25 overnight tonight, and then back to the 50s starting tomorrow. Near 60 degrees by Friday. Next chance for rain doesn't come until we get into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, minimal chances for rain, but scattered showers likely on Christmas Day.
Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear traffic time right now. We are still crash free in the midstate, but we do have a backup I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is part of your just morning congestion. If you really wanted to take a detour coming in this morning from Smyrna, Laverne, or even Murfreesboro, you could take Murfreesboro Pike. It's pretty clear right now. Not a lot of backups. Kids are already in school, so that would be your best detour, Murfreesboro Pike. We'll monitor steer clear traffic with more updates in minutes.
And hey, speaking about traffic, the Tennessee Department of Transportation also releasing their 10-year, $15 billion project plan. So we do understand, and we're taking a look at traffic here. TDOT's 10-year plan includes the state's first potential choice lanes to help ease traffic in some of the state's most congested areas. So perhaps an area like the one on your screen right now.
Yeah, this is I-24. I was just showing you the live look from I-24 out by Old Hickory Boulevard, and this live look backs up what we were just documenting, and that is flat out congestion. So imagine, all right, we're going to try to paint the picture for you. Thanks to David for our live look here, by the way. Paint the picture. You've got both directions of I-24 from Murfreesboro coming into Nashville and going out. Imagine that, say, one or two of these lanes would be a paid toll lane that you could pay to use to go faster.
To go around all of the traffic.
Yes.
Okay.
But you'd have to pay for it.
Yes, it's not free.
So probably wouldn't be something that tourists would use.
But locals.
But the locals.
More reliable times.
Yeah. If you've ever driven in big cities like DC or Atlanta, just to name a couple, they have a similar system there. Different from toll roads in the sense that you have a choice, right? Whether to stay in the congestion because you can't pay, or pay in advance, you know, to take that choice lane.
Well, TDOT says they're going to be recommending the first choice lanes be installed on I-24 between Nashville and Murfreesboro. Other possible locations do include I-24 in Chattanooga and I-40 in Knoxville.
Yeah, and I-65 as well from Spring Hill to Nashville. So definitely monitoring those developments for you.
And just ahead, though, Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear releasing a budget proposal, the new findings, and how it could impact families needing childcare.
Another night of shining stars.
Unwrap this! Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
The Fox 17 Code Red Weather app provides you with immediate alerts and warnings. Track storms on your phone. Use interactive radar. The Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Local weather from local experts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app now.
The Good Feet Store. Improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
Thanks again from our family to yours.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thanks again from our family to yours. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So from our family to yours.
Merry Christmas.
So from our family to yours.
Merry Christmas.
So from our family to yours.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for your business throughout all the years. Once again, from our family to yours.
Merry Christmas.
From B.F. Myers.
Time is running out for limited time savings on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Because when the holidays end, so do these deals. Plus, the season's best savings also come with America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in. Don't let these deals get away.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Tucson or Santa Fe, or sign and drive one home during sales event final days.
Purchase a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from the pros at ARS Rescue Rooter, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Request your complimentary consultation from ARS today. Call 615-622-6779 to schedule your appointment.
Hey folks, it's me, Rocky. Happy holidays from all of us here at Rocky McElhaney Law Firm. And remember this season, if your grandma gets run over by a reindeer, call us. We fight for you, and grandmas too.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
From all of us at Fox 17 News.
8:09 is the time. The TBI says an investigation into a Lewis County deputy ended with charges that we understand of theft and money laundering. That's what it involves.
Yeah, so TBI agents found the 38-year-old Deputy Brandon Grady of Lewis County was the president of a youth football and cheer organization back in 2020. Well, the TBI says that Grady used the money meant for that organization on buying a police dog instead of an equipment shed for the kids.
Grady turned himself in, on Friday. It was arrested and released on a $5,000 bond.
We have a Fox 17 News alert this morning. One man is behind bars after Metro Police say he led officers on a chase in a stolen car, reaching speeds of up to 170 miles per hour. Police say they tried to pull over Jacob Etheridge yesterday, but Etheridge sped off. They say he threw 2 bags out of the car before crashing on Jonesboro Drive near McCrory Creek Road.
They say they recovered those bags and found 1,300 grams of marijuana as well as several guns. That car was also reported stolen. Etheridge now facing 15 charges, including possession with intent to distribute marijuana and vehicle theft.
We're following some breaking news this morning. The details are graphic, so we do want to warn you in advance. A Nashville man facing several charges after Metro Police did an investigation into James Searcy II. Police say he sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl from November of last year up until right now. Officers say Searcy also gave the girl drugs and alcohol. He is now charged with 3 counts of felony rape and aggravated child endangerment. He's being held on a bond set at $260,000.
Fox 17 News is learning more about Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear's Forward Together budget proposal. It was unveiled last night. It does include the largest pay increase for teachers in about 40 years, fully funds pre-K programs, and helps support childcare. Governor Beshear says the $136 billion budget aims to address the things that matter most to Kentucky families and help build a world-class education system. The budget proposal is going to be filed and considered by lawmakers once they come together in the General Assembly. That is not happening, though, keep in mind, until the 2nd of January.
8:11, we're looking at our radar here locally. If you're traveling or anyone's driving here in or out of town for the holidays, no problems. I mean, states away from us, we look good. Here is the big picture when it comes to everything. Here's your national radar. About 80% of the country looks great, but out towards San Francisco, moving through LA and then Vegas later today, Seattle. Boise has a few winter weather advisories. You move toward Washington, D.C., New York, and Buffalo. So we're talking areas in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, moving toward Virginia, and then eventually it'll make its way toward eastern New York and then also New Jersey in the coming 24 to 48 hours. Pittsburgh and Charleston, the 2 spots right now seeing the most snow coming down. Coming up in your forecast here, we'll look at local driving here, what it means for you, your 7-day forecast, and we've also got to look at several things when it comes to looking back a year ago, how much colder it was and how we're going to be this time around for Christmas.
We'll talk about Christmas. We know the holiday travel season is in full swing, so we're giving you a live look in your steer clear traffic update at I-40 at American Road. But we're not seeing any kind of issues as of right now, not even your Tuesday morning commute. This area, I-40 American Road, looks really good.
The Tennessee Valley Authority is spending big bucks to enhance its systems. We're talking about the grid. Still to come, Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen will tell us how they plan to prevent rolling blackouts this winter.
Season, cozy up with Chim Chimney. Whether installing a new wood-burning stove or repairing your fireplace, we've got you covered. Call now or scan the QR code to book online for trusted, timely service. Chim Chimney, your comfort, our expertise. Schedule today.
Here's a holiday thought to ponder. Is it truly a wish list if you only have one wish? Here's to getting everything you're hoping for this season. Make your wish list a reality with exceptional offers during the season of Audi.
It's one of those mornings. You feel like you may be getting the flu. One of the kids has a cough and the other has a fever. Breathe easier, knowing Ascension St. Thomas Urgent Care is here for you and your family. Ascension St. Thomas Urgent Care provides urgent care from the care teams you trust 7 days a week. Open late and on weekends. Just walk in, plan a visit online with Hold My Spot, or schedule a virtual visit, all so you can breathe easier. Ascension St. Thomas Urgent Care, making cold and flu season a little easier.
Fox 17 News Camera Network is sponsored by Sprint's Furniture.
The countdown is on.
Marshall's buyers hustle until the last minute, so there's always incredible new gifts in store. We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
Give it what you want.
Winter's here, and a Chim Chimney VIP treatment is a call away. Dial now for exclusive same-week VIP appointments. Not a VIP? No worries. Scan the QR code to book your standard chimney service online. Chim Chimney, where your comfort is our priority.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Attention homeowners, if you have a service watching your credit, who is watching the title to your home? If the answer is no one, sign up today at HomeTitleLock.com.
This morning, the Tennessee Valley Authority says that they are ready for extreme winter weather this year if it does happen to happen.
Yeah, now this comes after a mess last winter. We had people across the state of Tennessee, including right here in the Nashville area, who experienced rolling blackouts in the middle of 0 or below 0 temperatures.
There were also 8 winter weather-related deaths during this time. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin joining us live in studio right now after speaking with TVA about what they're doing to prevent another nightmare scenario.
Jen and Erica, folks in Tennessee dealt with some challenging times last December, dealing with power outages and unexpected rolling blackouts right around the holidays. But those at the TVA tell me this year, the system is much more reliable. The December 2022 winter storm came with the lowest temperatures Nashville's seen since 1996. Around 50,000 people did not have power at one point. Music City also had 10-minute rolling blackouts, which hit every 1 to 2 hours. But the TVA says it's invested nearly $123 million in the last 3 months to prepare. The company also says the intention is for the entire fleet to be able to operate in weather conditions of up to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit and 20-mile-per-hour winds for at least 48 hours.
Can you talk about what's being done to invest in infrastructure to withstand extreme temperatures after last December's rolling blackouts?
We've added insulation where we found that it was needed. We've added some enclosures and closed some piping and some instrumentation that was vulnerable to the storm. We've added heat trace, which is essentially a thin tube that carries electricity and keeps pipes warm.
Now, next year, TVA is committing another $120 million above normal funding levels to focus on making more upgrades needed to prevent the chaos that ensued last December. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Amanda, thank you. Amanda, thank you so much. And December 23rd last year, -1?
I remember it. Oh.
That was a 5-day stretch that was not fun to work through.
No. Right there at
Nighttime
Christmas. It was freezing.
And the strangest part about it was most of those afternoons were still in the 40s, but the night times got so cold. Take a look right here. We'll just show you what we had to deal with last year compared to this year. So we'll give you last year, and then I'll give you your 7-day forecast right after it. These are the low temperatures from December 22nd to the 26th of last year. 10 degrees on the 22nd, 1 below 0 on the 23rd. That day, the afternoon, because that was the morning temperature, the afternoon was only 11 degrees. 5 degrees as you woke up on Christmas Eve, 14 waking up on Christmas, and 18 waking up on December 26th. So it was not an easy 5-day stretch to work through, and that caused a lot of these rolling blackouts that kind of caught us off guard. This time around, we have the big blue H moving in here. That means that we have a lot of blue sky for us. Sun is already up, and will continue the entire afternoon. Future track showing you nothing that is coming in for today, so more sunshine, one more cold night after one more cold afternoon. Here's your 7-day forecast, piecing it together. 42 degrees later on today, and then tonight down to 25. You'll wake up tomorrow morning feeling a little bit better than today, but not by much. We're in the teens right now for wind chill for most of us. We'll be in the low 20s tomorrow morning, then 50 degrees. 53 will be your temperature on Wednesday, 55 on Thursday. This is where things get interesting. We go Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Upper 50s to low 60s. Getting into the weekend. Rain chances for Saturday and Sunday here on your 7-day forecast are very minimal. Not a good rain chance. Unfortunately, a lot of this has been pushed back into Christmas Day itself. Scattered rain is likely morning into the afternoon and evening on your holiday.
Steer Clear traffic time right now, 8:20. Been a fairly quiet morning. Not a whole lot in Steer Clear traffic as it pertains to big crashes, big detours, or anything like that. Live look, I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is a slow zone coming into Nashville. We see it every morning, but again, no crashes here, so that's good news. I'm going to check something that just popped up on I-40, though, out near Charlotte Pike. We are getting reports of a crash out this way. I've got eyeballs on it. We'll bring that to you in our next Steer Clear traffic report.
And we're learning more about the man accused of hitting and killing a cyclist riding in broad daylight over in Franklin, who ended up behind bars.
Law working with
In Operation Crime and Justice, Franklin police making an arrest regarding a deadly crash involving a cyclist. All of this happening on Saturday morning. Now the person sitting behind bars is a Fort Campbell soldier. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse with more on this alarming arrest.
23-year-old Denelson Jose Hidalgo Azorico is behind bars and charged with a DUI and vehicular homicide after police say he hit and killed a bicyclist Saturday afternoon. The victim is 54-year-old Matthew Peritz. Franklin Alderman Beverly Berger says she is heartbroken, and this is a tragedy for all of Franklin.
My message to the community is it's paramount that we understand how important it is not to drive under the influence and not to drive distracted.
Franklin police say the suspect is stationed at Fort Campbell.
My heart and the city leaders as well extend our heartfelt sympathy, our thoughts, and definitely our prayers during this time. And we hope that the community will be praying for this family.
Hidalgo Azorico is being held on a $400,000 bond. We reached out to Fort Campbell regarding Hidalgo Azorico, and we are waiting to hear back. Reporting in Franklin, I'm Peyton Muse with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office also says they are cracking down on driving under the influence. For the rest of the holiday season, the Sheriff's Office letting us know that you are going to see more deputies and state troopers on the road looking for impaired drivers. Both agencies want to remind you that a first-time DUI here in Tennessee will land you a fine, jail time, and also mandatory drug and alcohol treatment.
8:24, look to Code Red forecast here. The big 3 bullet points we're going to cover as we go into 8:30 will just be this. Very, very cold. We have temperatures right side of your screen that are always there for you. They have been, always will be every morning from 4 o'clock until 9, all the way through your commercial breaks as well. They say 20s. Nope. That's not how we feel. We'll take a look at your wind chill temperatures. You factor it in, we feel much colder than that. We warm up for the weekend, and then I'll track some rain chances leading into your holiday weekend. But I promised you, we'll take a look at what it feels like compared to the right side of your screen. 22 right now is your wind chill in the Nashville area, 21 in Linden, 18 degrees in Camden, and 13 in Clarksville. This is not a great start to the morning. You want to have all the winter coats, all the winter gear, the hats, the scarves, the gloves, whatever you do to keep yourself warm in these types of temperatures. This is the coldest start we've had so far this entire season. We're going to get better. We'll track that rain chance coming up here in just a few minutes.
I think it's a good time, Greg, to start thinking about wrapping up your outdoor pipes. You know, make sure they're drained and that you've got them wrapped and insulated. Good time to think about that. All right, 8:26 Steer Clear traffic. This is the crash I told you about moments ago. We now have a visual on it, and TDOT is here. So setting the scene here for you, this is I-40 at Charlotte Pike. So this is west of Nashville, and this is going to impact your commute coming in from places like Kingston Springs, Dickson, and Bellevue. Now, I will say the good news here, it looks to be on the ramp. So this is the ramp to get onto I-40 going westbound toward Memphis. So again, I-40, Charlotte Pike, several cars, in fact, I counted three cars involved in this crash on the entry ramp to go onto I-40 westbound. Definitely a pump of the brakes too here, looky-loos, trying to see what's going on. But the good news, because traffic volume is fairly light, we're not seeing a major impact. Also getting reports of something that might be happening on the inside loop of I-40 and I-65. This is going to be near I-40 at Broadway. And yes, we've got a crash here now too. It looks like it involves perhaps 2 big box trucks. So we'll take a look at that in your next Steer Clear traffic. We have a new report out this morning that shows Tennessee prisons are dangerously understaffed. Services that are impacted in the latest report. We'll take a closer look in minutes.
A cold shower is no way to start your day. Purchase a new water heater from the pros at ARS.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
The Tennessee Valley Authority is spending big bucks to enhance its systems. Coming up on Fox 17 News, I'll tell you how they plan to prevent rolling blackouts this winter.
And that is good information because this is the coldest morning we've had so far this season. Taking a look, looks beautiful outside, cold for right now, warm up going into your holiday weekend.
Steer clear traffic right now at 8:30. This is a new crash that just popped up on the South Loop near I-40 at I-65. We'll take a closer look and see if you need a detour here in minutes.
Right now, though, I do want to thank you for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. Let's get straight to our top stories new this half hour.
Yeah, we're talking about this morning the Tennessee Valley Authority saying that they are ready for extreme winter weather if it happens this year.
Yeah, to say that they were not ready last year would be an understatement. They put people across the state of Tennessee into rolling blackouts without a lot of notice, leaving people freezing during sub-zero temperatures last winter.
There were also 8 winter weather-related deaths in the state. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin in the studio after speaking with TVA. So what do they have to say? What are they doing to prevent another nightmare, Amanda?
Jen and Erica, the Nashville community dealt with that extremely low temperature last December with power outages and unexpected rolling blackouts right around the holidays. But those at the TVA tell me this is the company's largest overhaul of winter preparations they've had in over 90 years. The December 2022 winter storm came with the lowest temperatures Nashville's seen since 1996. Around 50,000 people did not have power at one point. Music City also had 10-minute rolling blackouts, which hit every 1 to 2 hours. The TVA says it's invested nearly $123 million in the last 3 months to prepare. That includes adding insulation, enclosures, and closing some piping that was vulnerable to the storm, and adding E-Trace, which is a thin tube that carries electricity to keep pipes warm.
How much of a better place do you feel you guys are in now than a year ago?
Well, having been out at some of these plants and seen some of the improvements that have been made in person, I can say that we believe we are in a much better place and we are much more prepared for possible extreme weather conditions this winter than we were a year ago.
Now, the company also says the intention is for the entire fleet to be able to operate in weather conditions of up to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit and 20 mile per hour winds for at least 48 hours. Now, that is expected to be fully implemented in a few months. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Amanda, thank you so much. And talking about winter weather, we know it comes with maintenance operations that are really important as we process and get ready for the winter weather, the roads out there, the ice.
Yeah, we're talking about TDOT and all the efforts that they're doing now to make sure we are prepared out on the roads for the winter, whatever the weather may bring. So a live look this morning from the TDOT Salt Barn. They use something called brining to help prevent snow and ice from accumulating out there on our roads. You can see it all piled up in that giant dome there. We have the trucks and the plows that have been going through their routine maintenance, making sure everything is geared up, greased up, fully functional, ready to go.
And hey, maybe some folks have moved here from Florida and you're not familiar with this. I understand that. Brine is a combination of water, salts, other additives that really help to prevent the freezing from happening in the first place. It's applied before the snow even arrives, giving the roads a coat of protection, so to speak. That way, when the snow starts falling, we don't have as many issues as we could have had.
Yeah, it is interesting though. And if this is your first winter in Nashville, and this is even a good refresher as we send it to Greg, a refresher for people who live here, right? There are more chances than not, Greg, that we get ice or freezing rain versus high snow accumulations. And when we do get that ice and freezing rain, there are stipulations with how that brine works.
Temperature is everything. The colder we get, the less likely it is to work. That also goes with salt. So colder the temperature, you get everything that freezes over, doesn't work as well. Also, if you're brand new to the area, you might not realize that Middle Tennessee has hills until we have ice or snow.
Yeah, until you're stuck on one.
And then you try driving up or down one and you go, whoa, I didn't even realize where I lived compared to what it is right now. Amanda mentioned last year and the rolling blackouts a few moments ago. Here are the temperatures that we had last year. These are the low temperatures, the temperature that you woke up to on that morning if you were here last year with us. 10 degrees on December 22nd, 1 below on the 23rd. This day, the high temperature, December 23rd last year, was 11 degrees. That was the high. 5 you woke up to on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, you woke up to a 14-degree temperature and 18 degrees on the 26th. Very cold snap of 5 days in a row. Nighttime temperatures were the brunt of why we had the rolling blackouts. The daytime temps, except for that 11-degree day, weren't all that bad, but they weren't great. We're cold this morning. We feel like we're in the teens. Feels like. Actual air temperatures are in the 20s. This might be a good time to start maybe dripping the pipes a little bit here, at least just for the next 24 to 48 hours. But we're warming into the weekend. We're going to feel much better. Upper 50s to right near 60 going into the afternoons, starting on your Thursday and Friday. The next chance for rain is going to be Saturday into Sunday. A look at your 7-day forecast. We have temperatures that are going to be in the middle 50s on Thursday, upper 50s Friday and Saturday. And there goes our dancing Christmas tree. He's ready for Christmas. There it is. Monday, which is Christmas Day, our best chance for rain, scattered showers right near 60. A very warm holiday weekend.
Greg, thanks. Steer clear traffic. We want to check in on 2 crashes in your morning commute. Good news here, not a high impact, but traffic is slowly getting around 3 cars involved in a crash. I-40 at Charlotte Pike. Now, this is the ramp to get onto I-40 at Charlotte Pike going toward Memphis. All right, so again, not high impact, but causing a brake check and a bunch of looky-loos trying to see what's going on, so rubbernecking. Don't have any reports of injuries right now, but we'll keep an eye on this for you. And then we want to go to another crash we've been following, I-40 at I-65.
Yeah, this one involving 2 semi-trucks you can see pulled over on the left-hand shoulder there. TDOT truck, they're already responding to this particular scenario. This is going to be the I-40, I-65 South Loop. 2 incidents that we are watching closely in your Steer Clear traffic updates. An audit of Tennessee prisons finding that state prisons are severely understaffed with a vacancy rate at one facility of 61%. The audit by the state comptroller's office also finding a shortage of prisoner services, services like therapy, substance abuse treatment, and re-entry assistance. Core Civic, which runs 4 Tennessee prisons on an annual contract, has paid the state nearly $20 million when it comes to fines since 2020. For not maintaining minimum staff levels. If you want to read much more on this audit, go to fox17.com. We have the full audit right there for you.
Oil prices are dropping right now, and that could mean cheaper gas for you this holiday travel season. We'll check the best locations for fueling up in minutes.
Came into a lot of money, over $1 million.
You want to tell me why you took money from your mother?
Judge Judy. Today at 4 on Fox 17.
Welcome to the Lego Masters Celebrity Holiday Spectacular.
Fox tonight, unwrap another night of shining stars.
It's Lego, baby.
Unwrap this.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Time is running out for limited time savings at the Hyundai Getaway sales event. Don't let these deals get away. Now get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Tucson or Santa Fe, or sign and drive one home during sales event final days.
Need a little extra cash for the holidays? From now until Christmas, Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical is giving you a $500 Visa gift card when you buy select new HVAC systems, or receive a $250 gift card with a new tankless water heater. And upgrade now with monthly payments as low as $79. Visit happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Everything about a big truck crash is serious. At Ponce Law, we give these cases the urgent attention they demand. As soon as you call us, our truck response team jumps into action, gathering evidence, talking to witnesses, getting police reports, and reconstructing the accident in order to build a powerful legal case for you. We're your on-the-scene big truck team. So if you've been injured, call the real truck lawyers at Ponce Law. Call Ponce Law, Justice for All, 615-244-4321.
Hi. I can tell.
Hey.
Hey, Mom.
I can tell.
What's up, Uncle Dad?
I can tell. You've been driving high, haven't you?
I can tell. And if you didn't know, driving high is a DUI.
Time is running out for limited time savings at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Don't let these deals get away. Now lease a 2024 Palisade for $299 a month or get $1,000 bonus cash during sales event final days.
Before severe weather happens, download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
Hey, welcome back. 8:40 is the time, and we're talking about Tennessee gas prices, which have dropped to the lowest prices that we have seen so far in 2023. That's some good news. Over the last week, gas prices across the state fell 5 cents on average. The Tennessee gas price average is now sitting at $2.75, which is 19 cents less expensive than 1 month ago. So right now I'm mapping it out right behind me, trying to help you find some of the best prices in Nashville before hitting the road for the busy holiday travel season. I circled this one up here, 252. This is going to be Doverside Drive and Dickerson Pike. Also looking down here near the Hillsboro Village area, just a whole lot of 249s that I'm circling. And then I'm gonna give you one more price, 259 over in Antioch. And hey, if you wanna find the best gas prices in your area, go to fox17.com. We have you covered. Just click on the Fox Fuel Gauge.
For us here when we'll talk about just everything. Travel is everything, and taking a look at the forecast going forward. What do we have to deal with when it comes to areas you can get to if you're going to be on the road and find those good gas prices? Atlanta, Charlotte, Birmingham, Cincinnati, St. Louis, all drivable locations. I've driven to pretty much all of them from here in the Nashville area. We are sunny and we are dry for every one of them for the entire day today, the overnight tonight, and into tomorrow. So no problems whether you're going to these locations or someone might be coming in from out of town. They have nothing to worry about. Now, if you're going toward the East Coast today or tomorrow, you could impact some areas that have some winter weather. We're not seeing many delays or cancellations right now in the airport situation, but we'll keep our eyes on it, especially tomorrow, which is the really big getaway day. Look at that. The ever-changing skyline is looking beautiful here this morning here in Music City. We are just very cold. We have temperatures that are in the 20s right now. They feel like they're in the teens. My sneak peek forecast here for Christmas, 50 degrees at 7 a.m., 58 at 3 p.m. There will be some rain that does track in. We'll put together your entire weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes in the next check of your coded forecast.
Greg, thanks so much. Updating steer clear traffic for you right now. The latter half of the morning has proven to be the messy commute. I-40, I-65. Good news, though, we have a crash involving 2 tractor trailers that just cleared here. So that's great news, especially if you're traveling the South Loop. But look at how little traffic there is. You know, compared to a typical Tuesday morning, this is very light traffic, so that's good news. There goes a TDOT truck as we speak. We are still monitoring this crash, though, on I-40 at Charlotte Pike. This is the ramp to get on I-40, as if you were leaving Charlotte Pike and heading out toward Memphis. Don't see any injuries reported, so that's the good news. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in minutes.
Well, Jen, let's say there was a lot of traffic out there.
Okay.
And you wanted to just avoid all the traffic entirely.
Yes. Boy, wouldn't that be great? It
would be nice. So the Tennessee Department of Transportation, going to clear my throat here.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Releasing more on their plan, a 10-year, $15 billion project plan.
Yeah, this is a live look from I-24, which, interestingly enough, if you look in this shot, this is one of their smart corridors that they just installed over the last few months. If you look up overhead, we have digital signs that will indicate whether lanes are open or closed based on traffic flow. It shows you the posted speed limit, which is 70 here on I-24. By the way, thanks to David for the shot. So it shows you the posted speed limit, and then each one of those black rectangles will light up red if the lanes are blocked, green if you're good to go, And it'll also post a suggested speed limit if you need to reduce it. But imagine that one or two of these lanes, to Erica's point, was a paid lane where you could pay a toll and get where you're going faster. That is part of the concept between the new choice lane options that TDOT is giving us for mid-state travel.